Oh, here, no, here, got it. No, no, no. Oh, you are here. Okay, cool. Are we going live immediately right now? Ah, damn it. All right, well, it was a great shot. I appreciate the chance. I apologize. I'll try my best to make the next one. Good luck with your casting, man.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Wait, I wanna stay here. I have no place to go. I was kicked out of my house.
See, the problem is, I mean, streamer mode, so they don't hear the noise of you leaving. So the joke is lost.
Oh, well, that is unfortunate.
Unfortunate indeed, but we are indeed live. I am here in the lobby. We're gonna check in round one. We're gonna hop in to Team Free Agents up against the Justice League. Should be a good one for you guys. We'll see how the matches are planned. The only guaranteed streamed game is the finals, so up until that point, it could be a little bit kind of figure things out as we go, because we will have to kind of decide where to jump in. But I'm thinking.
Yep. You would think. You would think that since the tournament starts at 1, everyone would be ready by 1. Get it? 1. All right. Good. The patching is kind of annoying because even if it's a small patch, just try to keep the topic on what you just said a minute ago. Even if it's like a small patch, like 10 megabytes, it is so annoying because it can take up to like 10 minutes. Because like it'll only take like 30 seconds for the actual 10 megabytes to download, but it'll sit at like 10 out of 10 megabytes downloaded, 100% done for like 10 minutes straight. So could be a little while. As for the state of league, nothing really much for me to say here. Hasn't changed too much in terms of a lot of champions. There have been some Ahri changes. I don't know if those are actually live yet or not. But they... Yeah, so like they modified LeBlanc. I think they reverted her old ult back, which her revamped ult prior was just insanely confusing to me. Like it was just impossible to know exactly what your ult did because like for some reason when I read the description it just didn't work the way it did, or the way I thought it did. It was like interpretations of it. Yeah, and so despite all, aside from all the LeBlanc changes, we've got some changes that we've had done to Ahri. You know, whenever our passive was reworked to something different, whenever Ahri lands 2 abilities against a champion within 1.5 seconds, she gains movement speed. And her old passive has been reworked into her Q, which is kind of weird, considering that it's a passive that you have to get your Q in order to get her old passive. So if you don't level up Q level 1 for some reason, you won't start building up stacks to heal. And even then it wasn't really a huge heal anyways. They take away the movement speed off of the Q. They basically just swapped Q's old passive of movement speed and the healing. I think they changed up her W a bit, the W's targeting system, and they changed Ahri's charm back to what it used to be. It used to be where if you landed a charm on someone, you would get an increased damage buff against them for a few seconds. And when Deathfire Grasp was out, you'd basically land your charm, throw a Deathfire Grasp out, and then you could assassinate someone better than Zed could. It was incredibly broken. So their solution before was to take that damage increase off of the charm, and then eventually, I think they did that after actually, but they also just removed Deathfire Grasp because it was every mid laner was building it. I imagine. I like these changes done to Ahri personally. I don't have much experience with LeBlanc, so that's why I'm talking about Ahri a lot more. Again, LeBlanc was just flat out confusing, but I play a lot of Ahri, and I like playing her in the assassin style. If you like to just poke someone out a lot more, and if you enjoyed the Q movement speed like I did with the Q a lot more than you appreciate these changes, then you may be upset about the Ahri changes. But I personally appreciate the fact that it's given more damage, and her ult is given worse ratios early on, which will suck during laning phase. I'm actually half and half on that, but the scaling was increased if I remember correctly. So I don't know, I'm 50-50 on that. Overall, I'm excited about the new Ahri changes. Well, to specify if there are like any champions that are going to be popping out, I believe what patch are we on? 8.8? Yeah. So like some popular champions that have risen up recently are champions like LeBlanc. A lot of people apparently like the new rework that they've done to LeBlanc. And then you've got Zed, who's been getting a little bit more playtime apparently. You got Yasuo's just still a really highly played champion. Ari hasn't really dropped down quite yet in terms of placement on whether a lot of people are playing her or not. And you've got other champions like Fizz, Swain, Katarina. These are some mid picks that you might be seeing people pick out here. Katarina, Zed, Yasuo, champions we like seeing. Do you have anything that you personally feel about LeBlanc? Do you think we may see a LeBlanc here? Because I'm expecting it.
So I wouldn't be surprised to see it, though. I mean, we saw it in pro play, even when it wasn't considered strong, because it has the ability to win lane and then take that advantage elsewhere. That mobility is really nice. And I think it's a champion a lot of mid laners just seem to like to play. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of our mid laners here in our tournament today want to bring it out.
Like, here's the thing. She hasn't changed dramatically. It's not like a complete overhaul. It's just a little bit of a twerk. The tweak. They're definitely not a twerk. Absolutely not a twerk.
I don't know if they changed her dance or not. Maybe.
Just a little bit of a tweak, you know? So I imagine that if she's strong right now, if she's still pretty much the same champion, may see something. But we've got a lot of bans here. And Kai'Sa gone, unfortunately.
A lot of ADCs. Kai'Sa, I don't think a big surprise. Anybody who's been following LCK, Kai'Sa's been like a must-pick ban these days, and I don't think, I agree with, a Frosker in LPL talking about how Kai'Sa is not like a must-ban or you will lose. You can play against Kai'Sa and you can lose with Kai'Sa on your team, but she's a very strong champion and also a new one that a lot of players still don't know exactly how to play around. I still have a hard time dodging that Void Seeker. It has such a long range, so I'm not really surprised by the ban away. But Ornn is going to be the first lock-in for this side of Justice League. Pretty reliable there in the top lane, but right now there are a number of counter picks that are considered. I'm kind of curious if the free agents will lock something like that in response. It's going to be the Æsir, a Dr. Medic special. This is his main for all intents and purposes, so not a big surprise, but does lock it in really early, so it does give the opportunity for some counter picking there from the side of Justice League in the mid lane. So Sejuani being hovered in the jungle. Expect it will be locked. Oh, actually now Jack's being hovered. Now back to the Sejuani. Okay, I was thinking, because Sejuani is still very strong. She's one of these junglers that has been so good basically this entire year and like never really got nerfed or anything. She's just always good, and the way to execute with Sejuani I think is fairly straightforward. It's not a lot of outplaying. You just go forward, you CC them. If there's somebody CC, you CC them, and then they're dead. And there you go, Sejuani. And I think it's a strong pick in the jungle, not a big surprise. But Braum, the response, solid support.
Yeah, but you got to be careful because sometimes with these DLC champions, they just don't offer what the original ones did, you can't go full DLC. You got to pick out an original champion. Don't really see that on either side. So I don't know. I view this as a big mistake by both teams.
Yeah, it certainly looks that way. I like that they're going straight down the tier list, honestly. Stuff we see in pro play. Oh, just as I say that, they picked the kill. They listed in the cast. Other than that,
there we go.
The Skarner locked in the jungle for Gatekeeper. I assume they're all in order. Another really strong jungler, very strong mid game. Sometimes forcing everybody to pick up like a Quicksilver Sash, something like that. having the extra gold cost and that ability to just flash and impale somebody. A lot of point-and-click CC ability to get some picks there. Brand can be banned away, though. Not sure if that's more of a not wanting to deal with that in the mid lane or not wanting to deal with that in the support role. Not sure. Perhaps a target ban against main guy or in Netsu Jigoku. Not sure. Vayne taken away. Now, Vayne actually has been considered something of a counter to the Kai'Sa, who is also known as Space Vayne. But yet more ADCs as now Draven taken off the board. ADCs getting pinched really hard here, and they were not picked in the first round. Both teams keeping ADCs till the very end and continuing to ban them away. This should be fun because we should get a chance to see some really good some lesser known ADCs come out. As Xayah, yet another marksman taken off the table. See if Androsh locks in the Ezreal. It's something he's known for a lot. Does have the Varus available too. I think those are two of his favorite picks. As far as just straight up power, Caitlyn's still on the board too, but I'd expect for him to lock in one of those two unless they want to wait till that last pick. Ooh, but he goes with the Jhin as well. Another ADC that is available. Ashe being hovered as the response. See if that gets locked in. Haven't seen a lot of Ashe in pro play lately, but certainly having that Enchanted Crystal Arrow utility is very nice. Ooh, now the Jinx being hovered. Saw a ton of this in the LCK promotional tournament, and it is locked in. We've seen a lot of these comps that are just Jinx and 4 tanks, or Kog'Maw and 4 tanks, some kind of hyper carry at that front line. Not quite going to be that, though. They are going to lock in the Lux there in the mid lane, so they'll have two pretty significant damage threats there for Justice League. So Leona would not be surprised at all. This is one of Kusiak's favorite supports. Expect this will be locked in, probably just a brief amount of discussion, but would not expect a different pick. And there it is. We have our team comps all locked in. I'm assuming a swap. There we go. So that is going to be Kayle there in the top lane. So don't want to say it's a completely squishy comp from the side of the free agents. They do have the Sejuani and the Leona, but overall seems like a bit more of a straightforward team fight for the side of Justice League. What do you make of these comps, Eo?
You've got Æsir and Jhin, who are strong, like, damage sources, right? And you can see a strong Kayle come through. You can always see a full AP Kayle or attack speed Kayle. You don't really see a Kayle pop off until they get ahead early, you know? Or until they start hitting that late game and the team's doing all right. So basically, I think the threats are Jhin and Æsir. Skarner has the tools to deal with getting them to the team. And then you've got Braum. I think they have a lot of abilities to catch Jhin out. Maybe a little bit less Æsir. I think I like their comp. I think I like the free agents comp here. It's got plenty of CC with the Braum, the stuns, the Lux binding in order to catch people out, the Skarner suppression, the Ornn knockups is just a lot of good engage. And then you've got Justice League with you got some good engage with Leona, and you've got some great engage and CC from the Sejuani as well. But I think I can, in my head, I can see a Skarner and Braum and Ornn being able to out CC and catch up with Sejuani and Leona. It's going to be hard to land those crucial CCs in order to counter engage or disengage rather. So I want to give the advantage over to the free agents because Jinx is always just. Oh, free agents weren't in LCS order. My rules, don't you, Sass? There we go. We're all in this together.
Well, we are just a minute away. Countdown.
So unfortunately, we do have a Braum jungle without Smite and a mid Skarner with Smite. Not sure what they're planning here. Maybe a lane swap or something. I don't know. They're pulling out some crazy stuff. Stuff I never would have thought of.
Yes. Josh is correct. Actually, it is the Justice League, in fact, who is out of order, rather than the free agents, who are quite organized despite their name. You're a well-trained fighting force. But, you know, the Justice League, they just... I saw the film. They went through quite an ordeal, so I don't really blame them for, you know, being a little bit out of sorts.
I had the teams completely mixed around. I was talking about the wrong teams the entire time.
I think probably people gathered from the champions what you're referring to.
I'm pretty sure they were hinging on my words. I'm a professional, so they trust me.
Absolutely.
But we are getting into it. So, where are we for those who are just joining us, Vest?
Where are we? We are moments away from...
Huh. So, we're loading into the rift for Justice League versus Free Agents. Vest's voice has died on stream, unfortunately. We're gonna pretend that never happened, though.
Oh, you guys didn't hear my entire speech?
Moment away from... And then just dead silence for the next minute.
Oh, well, that's pretty lame.
I was checking the stream's audio for that, just in case.
Wait, but you could hear me on Discord?
Yeah, I can hear you on Discord fine.
Huh.
Yeah.
It's unusual. But we are here, of course,
watching
Justice League against Free Agents. Both teams heading towards that bot river. Have to see if we have any cheeky action early on. Skarner is spotted out by Ulfald. He's going to start stacking up. Did take the E first. Going to start stacking up.
And Nutsu's just going to walk away. Just doesn't want anything to do with that. His team's not in position to invade. Just trying to check.
Yeah, he at least knows where the Sejuani is going to start now. I mean, it'd be pretty surprising to have Ulfald start anywhere but the blue buff, especially now. So they'll at least know. We'll see if they either jungler kind of adapts their pathing, knowing where the other is now to start with. It'll get a little ward there. Won't tell them too much, but perhaps will come in handy if Ulfald looks for a mid lane gank early on.
So we've always we neglected to talk about the matchup. So you got Kayle versus Ornn. Kayle's interesting, not someone you see often. So you know, Ornn's got a lot of sustain, but so does Kayle, and Kayle's got a lot of free poke and a movement speed to get out of the way. It's going to be a little bit hard, I would think, for Ornn to really have to deal with this, because it's a constant spam of CC. It's like an AD carry, but with an actual heal. So, unless you walk into melee range like that, take some free hits, that's going to dramatically decrease your odds of winning. And then we've got Æsir versus a Lux. Azir's got a problem dealing with Lux's abilities. She's just able to poke you from so far away. But Azir's also got his own annoyances. I don't know. I think Lux is enough to deal with Æsir should she play right. And then you've got the Jinx Braum versus the Jhin Leona. Jin Leona should be able to win this when Leona finds a good engage, because it's just such a painful CC train. Jin is able to just immediately throw out his deadly flourish after Leona gets in there. It's just impossible to escape. There's a ton of damage that's going to be going on onto them. And I think you want to get Braum, because if you try to go for Jinx, Braum's just going to shield up, and then there goes everything, you know? And then he's just smacking away on Leona to make sure she gets stunned, and eventually she will take a ton of damage from the Jinx. But if you get Braum, Jinx is not going to want to stand in the middle of that. Braum's going to be nice and stunned, get plenty of damage out into him, back off. Leona will take a bit of damage too, but Jin should be able to out-damage Jinx early on enough to win that matchup. And then you've got Skarner versus Sejuani, you know? Too heavily influenced... Oh man, Leona's going in.
Kusier going in. There comes the deadly flourish. He does root down Yeti Tricks, but Kusier taking a lot of damage here. Gets stunned up by the Braum. Gatekeeper getting low as well. There comes the kill from Yeti Tricks. Now Kusier is on the retreat, but Zanjosh trying to do some more damage, but it does have that Winner's Bite stacking up from Gatekeeper. It will back off. They did get the exhaust out of Gatekeeper and the heal out of Yeti Tricks. So overall, pretty happy with that trade, or the bot lane of free agents.
But that's kind of what I mean, is they went immediately onto the Jinx, and the Braum was able to block plenty of the damage. You just sat there with the shield up, and Jinx didn't take enough. And then Kuziak started to take the worst of the trade. Jinx doesn't have the damage in order to really punish them right now, but I think if they try that later on like level 5 or 6, they're going to have the worst part of that trade. I think Leona will just die too quickly. So they got to be careful about doing that.
We'll see if they adapt that strategy. They did have now personal experience to go with, of knowing how well or not well the strategy of jumping onto the Jinx will work. So we'll see what they do next time. Wouldn't be surprised if we see another all-in from this duo. Here we go. Some action here in the top lane. Netsu Joko going in, flashes onto Gmath, who flashes as well. They get the stun from the Skarner, but that's all they're going to get. Flash from the jungler for flash from the top laner. Ulfald is close by. Does help relieve some pressure, though, as Gmath had been doing really well there in the top lane, building up a CS lead and even kind of pressuring the Skarner. But here we go. Looking for the stun is Ulfald. Flashes to get it. Going to do a pretty high amount of damage. Gmath is there to follow up. Pretty low on mana is the Ornn, and they'll be able to stun him again unless he flashes. There he goes over the wall. But a good gank there from Ulfald means to get another summoner now, and those flashes equalized in the top lane. Gmath happy about that, I'm sure.
Definitely a aggressive play coming out of these junglers, both flashing in order to try to land their stuns, but not having enough damage to follow through, or the other person not close enough to follow through with it. So both flashes down for both sides, like both top laners and both junglers.
Curious if we'll see some return action there in the top lane. Would be interesting with all those flashes gone. Not going to have those easy escapes, as now teleporting back in is SKTT1 Apple. Jumping into that wave, and does have an extra pair of boots, rejuvenation beads, and sapphire crystal. Not exactly the best back in the world, but it's something.
So I want to talk about the dragon real quick. An infernal dragon. It seems like every single time I always think, all right, well, it's really good for both teams to have this. This one probably a bit more, but, you know, good for both to have it in general. You know, I can't see it this time around, you know? They've got both sides have got 3 heavy tanks. Or, well, no, actually, scratch that. Justice League has 3 heavy tanks.
Here comes Kusier going in, but just going to back away.
And you've got Free Agency, who has, you know, 2 tanks. But Kale isn't really like a high damage person that works well with the Infernal.
I think if he had the Call of the Forge God, he could have looked for the kill there, but didn't have that extra follow-up. And now Gmath does have that ultimate available. That's going to make it tough for the Ornn to find any solo kills.
He's got his ult now.
Yeah, but with that intervention, it's going to be really hard. Unless he changes the CZ perfectly. He wants it, though. He gets the knockup. There's the Bellows Breath, and Gmath goes down. First blood to SKTT1 Apple. Didn't have the opportunity to use the ultimate.
Great job. A good chain of the CC. It's exactly what you want to land. You know, the ult, it gives Kale plenty of time to throw down her own, but then just knock him up.
Yeah, we saw that there. Gmaith CC'd the entire time. Don't believe he had the chance to ulti. And of course, wanting to save it for the right moment, but winds up falling. And it's the TP back to top lane. As the main guy looking to kind of zone Ulfald Sejuani away from the mid lane.
It's an interesting word placement from Lux. I don't see it really being capable of.
Ooh, they want just Jugoku. Here comes Dr. Medic. He does have the ulti available. Let us back away though. Ulfald without that glacial prison yet. Doesn't have level 6. Some CS leads being built up though. All across actually leads for free agents. Just about 10 or so in mid and bot lane, but about 22 for Gmaith in the top lane. Feeling pretty good. They have a 500 CS lead right now, despite that first blood going over to Justice League. Good damage there from Apple onto Gmaith's Kale. It looked to be bullying him early on, but now Apple has that Negatron cloak. We'll be feeling pretty good. Ruby Crystal as well. A big hodgepodge of items there, but seems to have been working if he did pick up the first blood, and right now looking pretty good. Gets a knock-up onto Gmaith. Gets that empowered auto attack as well. Gmaith, despite having the ability to heal with the Kale, overall not having a great time health bar wise, but still maintaining a very nice CS lead.
You know, it is noteworthy to point out the fact that Ornn's kill closed the gap between him and Kale. It didn't give him a lead. It's starting to lessen the gap. Kale actually has more gold. Oh, wait, no. Behind gold by 70, so the gap is just pretty much non-existent at all, despite the CS lead, because of the kill. But Maith is not... he's not using his heal to get away from the stump. He's using it after he gets knocked up. It's definitely not what you want to do. You want to preserve your health as much as you can, rather than take the damage to heal it up.
That was a good dodge. There's the call to Forge God looking for the kill. Here comes Justice League. There's the Impale, and Apple with another kill on a Gmaith. You mentioned Eo, he equalized the gold one. Now he's got a lead.
There we go. Great.
Oh, there comes the Glacial Prison, and Dr. Medic leaps in with the help of his jungler, and he'll get a quick kill there in the mid lane. Dr. Medic doing very well in this mid lane matchup, already up 13 CS, and now picks up a kill with the help of Ulfald Sejuani. Certainly Lux able to harass him from range, but we saw actually a brief glimpse of him dodging that Q from the Lux, as looking for the kill onto Gatekeeper. Will they get it? Flashes away. Here comes Kusiag, very aggressive. There comes the curtain call, looking for Yetitrix with that last shot. Will find it, but Kusiag's gonna die to Yetitrix's ultimate. In the process, a double kill for Bazan-Jox. They do lose Kusiag, but overall a win for the free agents, as Inessa Jugoku just down here to clean up the wave, protect that tower as best he can.
Crazy fight there, but working out pretty evenly, I'd say. We're taking a lot of harass. That's what I like to see.
Yeah, you can see Gmaith. He's got the Stinger, the Amp Tome, and the Dagger, able to deal a decent amount of damage and do it very frequently with that attack speed. So probably feeling a little bit better, but that CS lead has diminished, and he does have the 2 kills. Apple's Ornn does, rather. He's actually up about 500 gold in the lane right now. Does have that Catalyst too. We'll see, building towards an Abyssal Mask, it looks like. Not a big surprise build there, up against a quadruple magic damage team from the side of the free agents, as Apple gets the knock up on the Gmaith there, but not a lot of mana, and now Gmaith looking to kind of chase him down, get a bit of a return trade. As here comes Ulfald looking mid again. Nier uses the Glacial Prison, and Dr. Medic gets that kill. Yeah, another kill in the mid lane there for that Æsir man from the free agents.
Ornn is looking very low on mana. He's probably going to have to back here. He's going to be in a lot of trouble if Mace is able to ult under tower and able to still pick him up.
He would be, but looks like Gmaith will just back off right now. Go ahead and recall. Might have enough for that Gnasher's Tooth. We'll have to see. He's going to go for the Zerker's Greaves, actually, so we'll increase that attack speed even more. This looks
CS? Bit difference between Jin and Jinx. Got a 20 CS difference and a third 20 CS difference as well in terms of Æsir versus Lux. So picking up small CS leads is the free agency, despite the kills going over to Ornn.
Yeah, Apple's been having a good time there in the top lane, but honestly, I mean, overall, the map seems to belong to free agents right now. They have about a 1.8k gold lead, like you mentioned, CS leads in every single lane, outside of the jungle being down 3 CS. But action here in the bot lane, there comes the Glacial Fisher, flashing away his Bazan Josh, but he gets impaled and he's going to fall to Netsu Jigoku. Kusiak left to back away as his AD carry has fallen. Here comes Dr. Medic, though. They do want something. They want a return kill. Will they be able to find one? Kusiak is going in. Here comes Ulfald, looking for the stun of the Gatekeeper. They get it. Ulfald picks up the kill. It may be all she wrote, however. Yetitrix and Netsu Jigoku able to back away, but they are going to want this tower kind of zoned away on the side of Justice League. Here comes Netsu Jigoku, though. They know he doesn't have that ultimate, but still able to clear out those minions a little bit, and tanky enough that he can kind of walk up there and help Yetitrix clear out the minions and force the back away of the free agents at the moment.
You know, I want to give props to Gatekeeper for the way he played that. He ran into the bushes. Jin, as the AD carry, you don't want to get anywhere near those bushes because then Brob's just going to jump right in on you. He's going to have an easier time to land. Here comes the
Glacial Prison, though. They're looking for Yetitrix. It does land, but Call the Forge God coming in because guess who is here? It's SKT1 Apple. Now they're going on to Netsu Jigoku's Skarner. Getting the knock up is Ornn. The counter kill onto Ulfald, but now Kusiak chasing him down. Is going to get stunned by Braum. Yetitrix is firing away. Exhaust down from Gatekeeper onto Kusiak, who's too slow to run away. Goes down. Double kill to Apple. Now Medic has got to get out of here. He's got no flash available. Flash from Apple. Gets the knock up. Yetitrix wants the kill, and it is picked up by Apple for the triple. 5-0 now on that Ornn, feeling great.
Well done about that, but just go back to what I was saying real quick. You don't want to run into the bush next to the Braum. He forced Jin to stay on the wrong side and then allowed Skarner to just... He was completely pinned by the time Skarner had showed himself. He was trapped on all 3 sides. So it's incredibly easy for him to land that Braum ult. And then down there, great teleport from Ornn. No follow-up from Kale. Curious to see if that was just a decision that was made or if there's no spot to teleport to. But
Gmaith did pick up the tower in that top lane, so probably made some kind of call like, oh, I've got the attack speed, should be able to tear it down. He did, but Infernal Drake is picked up by Yetitrix.
Mountain Dragon, the next one to be shown. Not really a big dragon. I don't know. I think the kind of situations that you want a mountain dragon is when you have some kind of siege comp where you're just going for a bunch of towers. Or I think when you have someone who's good at split pushing, who's good at taking down those towers, like a Trundle, like a Tryndamere, maybe a Kale. I don't know. I can kind of see Kale split pushing.
Ooh, they're looking for Netsu Jigoku, though. The heal comes out from main guy, but he's going to die. Gmaith with the flash. Good route there, missed Glacial Prison, but they still want the Lux. Here comes Dr. Medic. They will get the stun, but Gmaith picks up the kill. Now looking to back away as Apple comes in. That's a pretty big Ornn who does want a kill here, but not enough to 1v3. It's actually intervention used by Gmaith. Maybe a misclick there. Actually, Apple going in for the 1v2 play could be very aggressive. He might lose his life for this. Coming in with the Glacial Fisher there is Gatekeeper, but falling. Great choppers from Yetitrix as he is going to get a double kill for his top laner. Apple now 7-0. Looked like a 2v1, but Apple knew that his bot lane was on the way, and they show up just in time to help him get 2 more kills.
That shield is so annoying to deal with sometimes because you think right as you're about to kill him, he just picks up a 400 health shield, and it's crazy every time. But overall, really risky, but worked out in the end. 7-0. This is a really scary Ornn. Not a high damage champion, but later on, this guy's going to become almost impossible to kill.
They do pick up the mid lane inner turret for their troubles despite losing that trade. Here comes the message Goku though. He wants Kusiag. There is the Impale. Flash away from Kusiag. Teleport coming in from Gmaith. Does not have the ultimate available though. He'll have to be careful. Still down from using it in mid lane. Gatekeeper getting knocked very low though. Chasing him down. Bazan Josh with the kill. They want something more. Curtain call available. Super Mega Death Rocket will not connect. They're still on the chase. Are the free agents now? Here comes the Nitsuji Goku, but they have to back away. SKT1 Apple going in, but Ulfald is here. There comes that burst of light from the Lux, but Nitsuji Goku is so low, looking for Apple. Orn is gone. Skarner is gone. 2 kills for the side of the free agents, and now they're going to look for this mid lane inner turret.
Good job overall. It's pretty nice. It's a 2 for nothing, honestly.
Ooh, gets the flash out of Yetitrix there for the Glacial Prison. Ulfal getting a lot of value out of that ultimate.
I am going to throw an update over real quick. There has been an 8th team who has been added. Team Great Danes will be fighting Team Redacted. So there will be no free round bye. And the winner of that will go on to face Into the Rabbit Hole, who were the winners against the White Cheddar Goldfish. GG.
Alrighty, thanks for the update there, Eo. As we look at this game, it is now about a 5.5k gold lead for the side of the free agents, who have given a lot of kills over that Orn, but have been great at securing objectives. You mentioned that Mountain Drake, that'll help them even more, if they do want to pick it up. Certainly, I'd say Kale and Azir are pretty fast Baron, but there's the Impale onto that Kale. Gmaith uses the intervention, but no flash available. As soon as it's up, he is going to fall. Not much you can do here. 1v3, the kill is going to go over to Netsuji Goku's Skarner. Finally given something over to one of his teammates is SKT1 Apple. Ping's actually onto the Baron by both, or rather onto the Rift-Tailed, sorry, by both teams. They want to take this before before Baron spawns. Should be able to. They don't have a lot of time, but shouldn't have much of a problem. Actually, Call the Forge Red coming out is only going to hit Bazan Josh. Kusiag trying to zone him away. We'll see if somebody actually picks up this Rift-Tailed. There's not a lot of time. It actually does despawn there, so I suppose a small victory for the free agents. They do push them off of the Rift Herald long enough that they don't get it, but it is neither team who picks it up.
If you're not going to get it, the second best thing is to not let the other guys get it. So,
true enough. Here comes the Glacial Prison though onto Netsuji Goku. Not a lot of damage, but main guy is so low, but then Josh gets the kill. Netsuji Goku is getting chased down. He's gonna fall. Gatekeeper is gonna fall. Only Yetitrix is there. SKT1 Apple not even close. Great catch there by Ulfald and Medic and Bazan Josh together, leaping onto the outnumbered side of the Justice League and cornering them in that jungle. That's not where you want to be against an Æsir and a Sejuani. They do fall, and now it is a 6.8k gold lead for the side of the free agents, and they want this mid lane inhibitor turret.
Great pick in general. Not too many warts thrown at either.
Looking for Yetitrix. They do get the heal out of him. After Medic coming in, he is going to fall. It is Ulfald who gets the kill, but now the rest of Justice League is here. Impale onto Bazan Josh. He'll fall quickly after the heal. There's the final spark from main guy. They're chasing him down. Sejuani is down. Kusiag is on the run. Here comes Apple and Gatekeeper, though. They're going to lock him down. There's no way out here for Kusiag. No flash available, and he will go down at last. Gatekeeper picking up the kill. Support of Justice League getting on the board. Now Gmaith forced to back away as well. Teleport coming out from Apple. He's going top lane. He wants that top lane outer turret. They want to get something on the board. Still no turrets for the side of the Justice League. They want to get that first one. Should be able to pick it up. No TP from Gmaith to match it rather.
The turret's important here because you need something. You need some kind of gold difference to be mitigated. And Mountain Dragon is up. It's not really going to give you the gold, so you want the towers. Mid and top have been beaten down a lot, though.
Chasing main guy is Gmaith, who is on the wrong side of the map. He wanted the turret, but he falls to Gmaith.
Might still get it.
It does fall, though. Yeah, the minions, the Winions, do pick it up. So main guy flashing, just trying to get that turret. Knew he would give up his life for it, and he does. But he succeeds in his objective. So Another kill, but they are getting a couple of turrets there on the board. Justice League hoping to work their way back from a deficit now. You call it coming in from
maybe looking for Baron.
They could, actually. The Lux is still gone, and I don't think they know that this turner had recalled, or perhaps they would have rushed it down right there, perhaps a window. But they'll just secure some area, take away that blue buff, get some vision down, all the way inside that blue side jungle of Justice League.
There was a ping on Baron, but it looks like they're just going for the pick first.
Flash does miss the Glacial Prison, but it doesn't matter. Ulfal gets the kill, but a lot of damage going down onto Kusiak, who does not fall. There's the intervention from G-Mace. Clutch as they're chasing down Netsu Jigoku. He's going to fall to Dr. Medic. Looking for more is Ulfal. Heal out from main guy. On the run are Justice League. They've lost 2. They don't want to lose any more. We'll see where the free agents go next. Mountain Drake is on the table. Also an exposed inhibitor there, as here comes Ulfald looking for the 1v3 play, but there's Pazan Josh. They want the Braum, who is not moving at all, and finally does use the Blast Cone, but he might still fall. Forced to flash away from the Jhin. Deadly Flourish will not connect. After Gmae soloing that Mountain Drake as we speak, as the rest of the free agents are just pushing in that bottom wave. They want that next inhibitor turret.
I would imagine that was because of lag. Like, I can't see any other advantages just sitting there.
Ulfald very low, getting chased down. Final Spark going to do a lot of damage. Ulfald on the run. Will he fall? Yes! Super Mega Death Rocket from Yeti Tricks picks up the kill. Here comes the curtain call, though. They want that Skarner. Got to block main guy. He's trying to protect his teammate. There is Gatekeeper, the Braum with the shield. He'll keep his team alive. Curtain call will not find any kills for Zan Josh this time. Although here comes G-Mace chasing him down. Dr. Medic is going to be careful. He's kind of low. This is still a very fed Ornn. Could be a big threat. Backing away, though, are the free agents. Perhaps just looking to reset. They do have a 6-2 turret advantage and an approximately 7k gold lead. Feeling pretty good. They do have that Mountain Drake now as well. So a very fast Baron take. Certainly Jhin not the fastest, but Æsir and Kayle perfect for that. We'll see if they look to rush it down or even just kind of bait a Baron or something like that. We'll have to see. They've made quite a bit of progress without that big purple worm, but perhaps they will look to pick it up soon enough. And it's Jigoku quite aware of that, looking to establish a bit of control in Justice League's blue side jungle and perhaps push that towards the Baron and contest that objective.
So, I want to talk about the fact that Ornn has rushed a Warmogs. It's not something I actually agree with. You've got a lot of magic damage coming out of the Kayle, out of the Æsir, out of the Sejuani. You got physical damage coming out of the Jhin, sure, but I don't think that warrants a Warmogs rush. He's got a good take.
Teammates could be caught here, though. The stun's going to come out. Winter's Bite is there. Intervention comes out. Buys some time. Now Gatekeeper falls to Zanjosh. Final Spark does pick up the kill on G-Mate, but now Kuskag on the chase. Here comes Dr. Medic. There comes the Glacial Prison. It will connect on the Yeti Tricks. A great shrimp assault from Dr. Medic. There's 3 of them. Triple kill for Dr. Medic, and that is all but the Ornn down, and Ulfal wants to chase him. What is the call here from free agents? Do they go on to the Baron? Pings are there. It's what they want. They are going to start it up. And there they go. Bazan Josh hitting that Baron. Did not want to take it. Had to back away. Let the Sejuani go in there and do that for him. Pretty fast Baron take. A Mountain Drake and an Æsir will do that for you. Really no way for anyone from Justice League to contest that. Of course, only Apple alive. He recalls as the Baron is picked up by the free agents.
All right. Now, the Warmogs, regardless of whether that is the perfect item or not for the situation, kind of need to be there to use the HP from the Warmogs for it to have a huge impact. So unfortunate for the Justice League because they weren't all there, and the free agency was all there. So this is a big lead right now, 9,000 essentially. Not an unsurmountable gold difference yet, but they're starting to approach the 10k gold lead, which is a pretty huge deal.
It is indeed, and having that Baron buff to look to pick up something. They've got this wave coming in the mid lane, but waves top and bot not really in their favor at the moment. We'll see if they send somebody to go deal with that. Right now they're all grouped up though. You mentioned, EO, that they are able to outnumber Justice League in all these fights. On the same page have been the free agents. They've been able to catch them. Here comes Call the Forge God, though, perhaps looking to catch someone of their own. Only gets knocked through medic. And this is Goku wants Bazanjosh. He wants the impale, but he's forced to back away. Great glacial official there from Gatekeeper as Bazanjosh is getting exhausted and kind of away. There's the impale onto G-Maid. Now Kusiag is in the middle of 3 members. He will go down. Yetitrix with the kill, but there goes the Skarner. Meanwhile, Gatekeeper is already down. Here comes the free agents. They will get main guy. They're cleaning up this fight. And at the cost of only their support, they get everyone but Yetitrix. When they don't want to close this out, they should be able to. They have a big wave. Flash coming in from Ulfwald, looking for Yetitrix. Not going to be able to get him. Doesn't want to go in onto that fountain. Yetitrix heal up with that advance of everybody. Huge force shot from Bazanjosh, looking for the kill, and they get it. 8-9 for the Jhin, and there goes the Nexus. A win picked up by the free agents.
Great job by them. They had a lot of good coordination and a lot of great Sejuani ults, a lot of strong damage and clutch Kale ults to save the members. Despite Ornn getting ahead, it just was not enough to get them through these team fights where there were a lot of miscommunication between the Justice League. And yeah, overall, just really unfortunate for them. I would have to give the MVP over to Ulfwald on the Sejuani here, because I think the Sejuani's ults have been so crucial in a lot of these pickoffs. During the pickoff where they were thinking about doing the Baron, or no, sorry, not the Baron. Peeled them off the Rift Herald. The Sejuani ult was clutch in order to catch a lot of them out. And overall, like several calls where they were hovering around Baron and then they just jumped over to someone else. The Sejuani ults were what caught them out. So I think that's where my MVP is going to go. So to throw some more updates over onto the bracket, obviously we are here with the free agency, and the team that they are going to be facing is Simplistic Gaming, having faced Becky's Babes and won. Team Redacted versus Team Great Danes is still not concluded, possibly due to the fact that they started a little bit later, but that is where we're looking at right now. We are looking at free agency versus Simplistic Gaming, and on the other side is Into the Rabbit Hole versus the winner of round number 1.
No problem. Right.
So, Zach versus Kane. This is such an interesting matchup. Both of them just say, what is a wall when you really get down to it? Just a 4-letter word, right? Their ganking paths are so unique. It's hard to have to be able to deal with them sometimes. I think the Zach will be a lot more influential because it's a lot less of a warning. Because you get about, I'd say, a second of warning from Kane going through a wall, and then you got Zach where you get, I'd say, about half a second of shadow warning. But it obviously going to depend on how early on these guys are going to be playing, how aggressively early on they're going to be playing. But Kaisa, I love to see Kaisa. I don't know. I don't know what it is about it, but I just really like seeing the Kaisa. Like, I don't really like playing against the Kaisa particularly, or like playing with the Kaisa. I like seeing the Kaisa. She's a fun champion to watch. It's like a Katarina and Yasuo. You don't want them in your games, but you don't mind seeing them in someone else's. In fact, you're looking for it. Oh, and I also did not realize that our main caster for a while, I even had the audio turned on, but our main caster has been unfortunately sick with the disease of not talking-itis. You were not talking for the longest time, apparently.
I mean, Medic said for
fact,
a little bit, but...
I'm listening to the stream right now, and I'm hearing my voice, and I'm not hearing yours. I heard you say a little bit, and then just now, and that was it.
I don't have the slightest idea what's causing that.
Like, I want to clarify to everyone, there's no problems on Discord. Like, I'm hearing Vestborgr the entire time, but for some reason, the stream is not fully picking up his voice. So I'll have the audio playing the entire time, and I'll try to call out when his voice has been hushed.
That's very odd. Never had that problem before.
Yeah, I don't know what's really causing that. But so far, right now, you are audible, so we'll just go into the assumption that you're audible until I tell you otherwise.
Well, in the meantime, we have gotten all of our champions locked in. All the comps are good to go. There's going to be Cho'Gath there in the top lane. Excess of Void champions here for the side of Simplistic Gaming with the Malzahar, the Kaisa, and the Cho'Gath. But they lock in the Kane there in the jungle. Have some pretty heavy assassination potential. I actually really like the kind of pick comp ability here, but also a decent team fight, I'd say, as long as Braum and Cho'Gath can hold that front line with the Kaisa firing away. But the ability with that Malzahar pick along with a Braum and a Cho'Gath to just completely destroy one target is pretty insane. And certainly Cho'Gath has that dual capability. He can jump in and feast somebody for a huge amount of damage, even though he's a tank, so his big purpose is to soak up the damage. So nice little bit of extra utility there brought in from little Bud. On the other hand, almost the exact same comp brought up from the free agents. It is going to be only the Zac brought in place of the Sejuani for Ulfwall. Otherwise, it is going to be that Kayle Æsir Jhin Leona. Almost exactly the same as the previous time. So what do you make of these two comps, Seal?
Jhin Leona is pretty much the same problem down in the bottom lane. They have what I would think to be an advantage. they got to be careful on who they go in on exactly, especially considering the fact that Kai'Sa does have an invisibility move, so it can make it harder for them to continue to pick on her, especially with Braum there. Braum is such a nice champion to have to deal with someone like a Leona, because you just go straight for the support, hold up a shield, and then the AD carry is no longer a problem for the next several seconds. Overall, great to have. And then you've got Malzahar and Æsir. Malzahar should have a rough time. He can't land any kind of harass onto the Æsir without being in range of harass. And you've got Æsir who should be able to just completely harass down the Malzahar before he can even land his Malefic Vision onto the wave. So you've got a real problem here, is you've just been completely outranged. Then Kayle versus Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath should have a better time of it than Ornn did. But it's in the fact that Ornn did win last time. This does sound like it could be a Cho'Gath win. The stream is paused for me eternally. I don't know if that's just me. $99% of that is mine. Unfortunately, you are also completely muted, so they heard absolutely nothing of what you just said. I have no idea either. So, as you're still muted, we got some great matchups here. You actually can't copy what you said. I am waiting for 10 seconds. I don't know immediately. That's why I'm not immediately stopping you. Is it? I don't know, like, because if it's going through OBS, if the stream isn't picking up, I don't know if the audio recording would either.
I mean, I can see my levels lighting up on OBS.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, now I'm starting to hear you.
Well, we have hit the rift for this matchup between Simplistic Gaming and the Free Agents. Simplistic on the blue side, Free Agents on the red side. Looks like we should have a pretty standard red side buff start for the side of Simplistic Gaming, and gonna pick up that blue buff for Ulfald there for the Free Agents. Although all 5 members of Simplistic here now, will they look to catch somebody? They have spotted Kusiag out. Now they're going in for an invade at the moment, but a ward will spot them out. Backing away are all of them. Realize they've been spotted out most likely, and they'll just back off for now. Getting down a ward there in the river to ward off any potential counter invades, but nothing of the sort coming out from the side of the Free Agents right now.
So, twice we've seen them want to invade the free agencies, but nothing coming out of it.
Indeed.
Just have to back off. When you get that ward down, knowing, like, spotting it out early, there's almost no reason to continue to do so unless you have a really strong level 1 and they don't. Then you back off and just give them your buff. But in like 90% of the scenarios, I think you just kind of want to back off if you're the invaders.
Could have a little bit of cheese here in the bot lane, as waiting in the bush is the Braum, but looks like he'll just back off. Could have tried to get a little bit of the winner's bite onto one of the members of the free agents bot lane, maybe stack that up into a stun, but that will not be the case. So once again, Gmaith with his Kayle into a tank matchup. We'll see how he fares this time. Built up a pretty healthy CS lead last time, but also had a couple of deaths, a lot of jungle attention there towards the top lane in the previous game. So curious if Ignis will path up there or if he'll look somewhere else.
You know, I think I kind of want to take back what I said earlier about Cho'Gath having a better time than Ornn, because Ornn had a lot easier of a harass and engage method going into the Kayle, which gave him the kills in order to kind of close the gap. But I don't know. I think Cho'Gath's Q will be a little bit harder to land initially to offer him like the harass, because a lot of his damage will come out from his auto attacks through the E. So it's gonna be a bit more difficult for him to really successfully deal a lot of damage like the Ornn was able to.
Does have a little bit of sustain in his kit that Ornn didn't have, but I think you're right, Eo. He's not going to have that chase down potential. We'll have to see if he's going to get some kind of feral scream, get that silence down on Gmaith right when he wants to use the intervention, and then feast him, some kind of outplay like that. We'll see if it comes out. Not sure, though.
Oh, but Kane's here anyways.
Here comes Ignis, so they are going to want Gmaith, who is pathing away. Silence not able to flash right now. Nobody there to help him. Might just save the flash. No, it does come out. Flash from Ignis, though, is going to get the kill with one more auto. It is the Q from the Kayn. Ignis with the kill.
He really wanted to save that flash, but unfortunately he flashed towards the river. It's not not a calculated flash, but more like a I need to get away from them as fast as I can. But I think either way he would have been dead due to the fact that Malzahar could have roamed into the river, and without Kayle's flash and without anything, she would have died to the Malefic Visions. But overall, good gank by Kayn. Some nice early aggression. I love to see that. And it was from such a good angle because Kayle was pushing in so far that she was not able to tell that Kayn was there until he was already outside of the wall. So really aggressive pushing from Maith left him wide open, and Ignis just took immediate advantage.
He did indeed. Picked up that early kill on the Kayn. Certainly happy to have that, but can he snowball that somewhere else? Looking by our Simplistic Gaming. Flash away from Mazandrosh, looking for the kill. They do get the winner's bite. Stun him. Mazandrosh will fall. There comes the stun on Kusiak, but he's a little bit tankier, but no flash available. He might fall. Looking for the kill is back. Ignis wants it. It is going to be picked up by the Braum. There is 2 more kills, but meanwhile, actually a gank from Ulfald in the top lane. We didn't get to see the start of that, but it did result in a kill on Little Buddy, who had to flash as well. So return kill picked up by Gmaith. But knowing that Ulfald was top lane, he is now recalled, means a free Ocean Drake for Simplistic Gaming.
This is a really nice dragon specifically for Cho'Gath, because it'll keep him so damn healthy during this laning phase. Like, even though it's not going to be a huge, plus 30 health per second, but during the laning phase, he wants the most amount of sustain that he can get. He's not going to be really fighting Kayle too much unless he can see a good ganking opportunity. And it just offers him a lot of mana sustain as well, so he can farm safely with his Q. And later on in the game, we've all seen those like terrifying Cho'Gaths with like the Warmogs and the Ocean Dragons stacked together. They heal in like 3 seconds after being out of combat. They're impossible to kill.
We're seeing that Malzahar push from Chili start to come online. Dr. Medic stuck under his tower and down about 14 CS. As talk about that top lane here, Little Buddy does have that Spectre's Cowl now, so not only in possession of a little bit of magic resist, but does have the ability to heal up from that damage fairly quickly. Has the Door and Shield as well, so that with the Cho'Gath passive means he should have a pretty clean laning phase, unless Ulfald passes up there again. But here comes a Flash and the Nether Grass, but taking the easy way, the E way out rather, is Dr. Medic. Won't have a problem there. Doesn't even expend his Flash, so it is a Flash ultimate by Chili. Don't get anything out of it.
That was I think an unfortunate misclick, I assume, or mishover, because he kind of hesitated a second before using his ult, making me think that he tried to throw out his E and W real quick, but kind of just didn't line up and only threw out the ult. And I think that's what ultimately threw away a lot of the potential damage that could have come out onto Dr. Medic.
Here comes Ignis looking bot once again. Only the heal available from Bazandrosh. Kusiag running away. Bazandrosh has to back away. Might be leaving his support to die. Here comes Kusiag taking the E onto backs with the Ignite, but a little bit optimistic there. He does fall to Ignis, who's now 2-0-2 on that Kayn.
Believing he was dead, just decided maybe we can get Kaisa. Just was not enough damage. Most likely has Triumph due to the fact that having pressed the attack. Triumph is really good rune to take. I love taking it because it gives you just that perfect amount of health back after getting a kill that people could never really calculate because you're not expecting to die for the kill often.
Very true. We'll see how much it comes in handy, as right now Gmaith with about a 4 CS lead onto the Cho'Gath, but if he can CS this little wave here, they'll be even. Is now little Buddy looking to turn, perhaps. Doesn't have that piece available, although Ulfald coming in with a gank mid will catch Chili with that. There comes the Emperor's Divide, and down goes Chili. Kill over to Dr. Medic's Æsir. As looking bot, Bazandrosh is gone in a flash there. 3v1, and Bax picks up the kill. 2-0-2 on the Kaisa. Looking very good in this laning phase, and it's only going to get better if she gets those items stacked up.
Really aggressive play out of both junglers. Far more aggression out of Kayn, and a far more success out of Kayn. Actually, I shouldn't say far more success due to the fact that I don't think Zach had made a gank that had failed. Aside from maybe one attempt
they want
to save
Kusiag here. He's getting fired at under tower. The Braum is tanking, but now the Kaiser's tanking. That's not what you want. Kusiag buying a lot of time here, doing his best, but in the end, Ignis picks up the kill. Here comes Ulfald, though. Doesn't have anything to bash him against with that stretching strike, however, and that gank will just fizzle out as this bot lane outer turret should fall pretty soon. Bazandrosh is back to help clear out that wave. Gotta be careful, though, as Ignis is still here and does have the ultimate available once again. Now, this could be trouble, but this tower is very low. It should be picked up without a problem. Deadly Flourish there is all that Josh can do, as that bot lane outer turret does fall in the end. 3.8k gold lead now for the side of Simplistic Gaming. Also have an Ocean Drake to their name as Ulfald in that top river. We'll see if he paths mid or top for his next gank.
Well, time to give you guys an update. We have a match concluded. Team Redacted versus Team Great Danes. And Team Redacted has, in fact, taken the victory. So it will be Team Redacted versus Into the Rabbit Hole on the other side of the bracket. So that winner of that match will go on to face the winner of this match, which is the Free Agency versus Simplistic Gaming.
Medic trading there in the mid lane, but those Malefic Visions trading back a fair amount of damage. Gmaith now could be in trouble. The Feast is available for the Cho'Gath. He's going to flash Feast. No intervention used by Gmaith. I think the Feral Scream did silence him, so a good outplay there from Little Buddy, and the kill is picked up. A flash away from Chili there. Another good gank from Ulfald. Won't get the kill. We'll see if we can return and secure that. Overall, though, Simplistic Gaming feeling pretty good, and Ignis wants to get this kill in the mid lane. Both junglers are here. But now here comes the bot lane of the Free Agents, and they're not going to be able to find much right now, as Ulfald was looking for that elite, but thought better of it. Dr. Medic face checking that bush, caught by the Call of the Void, and an easy kill secured by Chili. Unfortunate for the free agents, and now advancing towards that mid lane is Simplistic Gaming, but can they pick it up? As here comes Ulfald, is only going to find a Braum with that ultimate, as a great ultimate from Kusiag will stun 2 members of Simplistic Gaming. Flashing away is Kuzi. There comes the Zac passive popped onto Ulfald. Flashing away is Ignis. They're not able to get the kill on Ulf. Just barely survives with 1 Bloblet remaining. But still advancing are Simplistic Gaming. They want this tower, and not a lot the free agents can do. Bazan Josh is healthy, but 4 men strong as Simplistic Gaming. Looking for something as Ulf, but he does fall. Counter kill there from Bazan Josh onto Ignis, but falling as well as Kusiag. Kill on the backs. Overall, a 1 for 2 there in favor of Simplistic Gaming. They don't get the tower, but they've still got to be pretty happy with that. Gmaith getting chased down once again. Feast is available for Little Buddy. Gmaith has got to be careful. We've seen this before. Intervention is used, and that will make the Cho'Gath back away.
Good intervention overall, I would say. CS lead's not really built up between Kale and Cho'Gath, kind of even between the two.
Ooh, no ultimate now. He's going to look for the Feast, but does get the flash out of Gmaith. So once again, not really able to kite the Cho'Gath away. Winds up getting chased down with no ultimate available. Gmaith had the flash away. We'll see if that comes back to bite him later on.
So definitely did not happen in mid lane the way I had expected it to. I'd expected Æsir to be capable of harassing the Malzahar out, but Chili showing pretty good knowledge on the Malzahar, able to get a CS lead himself with 24 CS. Not a big one, but it's better than I thought what would happen during the lane.
Now looking to pick up a second Ocean Drake, our Simplistic Gaming. Ulfald's in the area, but don't think there's a lot he can do about this. Should be picked up, no problem. Ooh, actually a close Deadly Flourish there from Bazan Josh, but it will not get the steal. It is secured there by Ignis for Simplistic Gaming. Double Ocean now.
Now, I think the next dragon, which is an Infernal, is a lot more important for Simplistic Gaming, because they've got a high damage Malzahar, Kaisa, Kayn, and a pretty decent damage Cho'Gath.
Ooh, there comes the Nether Grasp. It will lock down Ulfald. No pass available. Big Shurima Shuffle there. Knocks 2 back, but the Malefic Visions are firing away. Now Kusiak's going to fall as well. Double kill for Ignis and chasing down Gmaith. Meanwhile, in the top lane is Little Buddy. Won't find the kill, but in the mid lane, they should be able to get this turret. Having to be careful, Ignis, not to tank too much. But there comes Little Buddy once again. Wants the kill on the Gmaith. But
a lot of dirty camera shenanigans.
Absolutely. Action in mid and top lanes, but it is that mid lane outer turret that does fall to Simplistic Gaming. They built up a 6.5k gold lead. Meanwhile, Gmaith forced to recall in the top lane. Has got to be careful. No flash and no ultimate for a little while longer. Well, Little Buddy does have the Feast available. There will be a window where the Cho'Gath has the flash, so he'll have that flash Feast up.
Basically built the lead out of kills. You got 2 turrets, sure, but there's no real big CS leads here for anybody. You got a 10 CS deficit for your ADC over in Kaisa. You got about 40 now on Malzahar due to what was happening in mid lane earlier, but like nothing really huge. It's mostly been from all these kills that have been happening. A very kill-centered game.
Well, we'll see if we have another kill coming up as Little Buddy is thrown back by Ulfald, but meanwhile, Nethergrass is going to lock down Dr. Medic. Ignis 101 with the kill. Here comes Ulfald looking for that Cho'Gath. He wants his flash to be up. It's going to be up in just a second, but not soon enough. G-Base secures the kill, but meanwhile, Simplistic Gaming firing away on this mid lane inner turret, but actually executed as Ignis. Thought he had enough heal in the wall, but does not give the kill over to the free agents, at least fortunately for his team. Meanwhile, the Gmaith striking back in the top lane will get that top lane outer turret, first turret on the board for the free agents. However, they're still down 6k gold.
Feels bad, really unfortunate for the Cho'Gath. He had 5 seconds left on his flash. It's not where you want to be at all, by any stretch of the imagination.
Gmate's got to be careful. Does have intervention, but that Kai'Sa's going to start to hurt. Does have the Death's Dance, a pickaxe in her possession as well. We'll see if she's going for perhaps that Ginsu's Rage Blade second item. Certainly a lot of various builds available for the Kai'Sa, but traditionally Death's Dance, Ginsu's, and then sometimes taking something like the crit build with some IE, Essence Reaver, and some various Zeal items, but a lot of flexibility available for the Kai'Sa build. We'll have to see where Bax goes with it. Certainly has the gold and the advantage to justify just about anything he feels like.
I would say so. Got a tower up top, should be falling. There's no one here to defend this.
Yeah, Gmath is headed up there, but won't be there in time. It is going to fall to Simplistic Gaming. They've now got 3 turrets. Is now looking for Chili, but there comes the Nether Grasp, and Dr. Medic is going to fall to Ignis. Good Streamer Shuffle might save him, but flashing back with the ultimate barrier is not enough. It is Braum with the kill. However, he's getting locked up by a lot of CC here. He's got to be careful, as now Ulfald could be in trouble. Does grab 2, abducts them, but that will interrupt the curtain call from Bazan Josh. Ignis does fall to Gmath in the end, but firing away is the Kai'Sa. Bax once more. Here comes Ulfald going in, gets exhausted, gets that passive pop. Gmath and Bazan Josh trying to save the jungler, zone away Simplistic from the Zac, but now here comes a full health Kai'Sa who wants more. Kusiak has arrived with a lot of CC. Ulfald re-engaging again, does fall, but a double kill for Gmath, has the intervention, looking for a lot. There comes Bax flashing forward, does not find Bazan Josh just yet. Will they find anything more? Curtain, or
That was a chaotic fight,
it
man.
was indeed. Deadly Flourish is what I was looking for there.
It was so chaotic and took so long that Dr. Medic was actually able to just respawn and walk all the way back.
It was indeed. Ulfald once again not afraid to engage with the passive and not afraid to engage without it going in, and a great follow-up by Gmace secures the double kill with the KO, ensures that it's a fairly even fight, even in favor of the side of the free agent. Certainly Kai'Sa is going to be strong in the late game, but with the Kale, Æsir, and Zac, I think that they're happy to solve this out, especially being at like a 5k gold deficit.
Yeah, you can't be too unhappy. So the Infernal Dragon's popping up in the 30 seconds, Baron in 45 seconds. No vision around either, like not an extensive amount. Anyways, you got a little bit of vision around the Baron pit with the control
Bazan
ward.
Josh could be in trouble. That is a 736 Kane looking for the kill, and he finds it. Doesn't even need the ultimate for Ignis.
That is a Rost, is it not?
It is indeed.
All right, so he's not going for the assassinations of Bazan Josh or Dr. Medic. He's just going for tanky CC, which may be
although
better.
he still finished off the Jhin quite quickly there. Not a problem for him, despite going for the more melee, tanky-centric Kane build.
So they immediately pick it up. I don't know. It definitely has less importance with Kane not being Shadow. But it's still a really strong one for Malzahar, Kai'Sa, and Cho'Gath, because Cho'Gath is one of those people who builds tank, and his abilities still hurt like a truck.
Ulfald looking for an engage here. The Nether Grasp will not connect for its full duration. Kusiak going in very deep behind enemy lines will fall to Ignis, chasing the Cho'Gath away, forcing the flash from Little Buddy are the rest of the free agents. Will they find anything else here? Just zoning Simplistic away from the towers. So losing one member are the free agents, but the siege continues.
It was basically Leona and Cho'Gath both went into the back lines.
Ulfald wants to engage here, but he's going to pay for it with his life. Glacial Fisher comes out. Gmath trying to fire away, but there's not a lot the members of the free agents can do. They have no front line at the moment. 3 squishy members attempting to just clear waves, which, to be fair with the Jhin and Æsir, they can do fairly well, just trying to defend this low health mid lane inner turret. Chili trying to push further there. Voidseeker won't find anybody.
So I think the problem with the muting of your audio, I think that only happens outside of the game. I think once the game closes. Because so far, throughout this entire, 21 minutes, you've been fine. But when we were out of the game, in Champ Select and such, it was, constantly going out.
There's the call void on the Kusiag. Here comes Ulfald. Does have the intervention on him, but does have the ultimate there. Let's Bounce will come out, but Ulfald's going to fall. There goes Kusiag. There goes G-Bait. They're chasing down Dr. Medic. Shurima Shuffle will not work because Kane can just jump inside you and dodge any CC he likes. Only Bazan Josh's Jin left to watch the carnage unfold as Simplistic Gaming advances and now looks for that mid-lane inhibitor turret.
4 for nothing, a really strong team fight for them. Ulfald just keeps looking for something, but can't find anybody. It's a 10k gold lead now with an inhibitor falling. They're just going to back off, not really take anything, because now they can just look for Baron. At these rates, at these team fight rates, they should be able to just force this easily. Start the Baron, and if the free agency tries to stop it, just stop doing the Baron, go kill them all, and they'll still have enough health to do the Baron.
Yeah, I really like their ability to turn off the Baron and fight too, and of course the Cho'Gath able to secure it with the Feast helps a ton, but lockdown is Ignis. There's Call the Void onto Kusiag, but Zandrosh firing away. He wants to get away from this Kane. Heal is used. He's trying to stop it, but Ignis has the kill. Does fall to Dr. Medic in the meantime, but Kusiag dropping very low. Dr. Medic looking for something, but Kusiag is going to fall in the end, perhaps. Dr. Medic getting chased by the Kaisa. Here comes the Zac, but Ulfald is going to fall as well. They do get the kill on Kaisa. G-Mace gets 2 kills for his trouble. In the end, in a very bloody fight, it is a victory for Simplistic Gaming. Only Dr. Medic alive, but Chili and Little Buddy live for the side of Simplistic.
That was a 3v5 for a while. And that was the best fight free agency was able to get all game. That just spells bad news. I don't think... Yeah, it should be able to end here.
Root on the Little Buddy, but yeah, not able to follow up.
With Kale and... Or, sorry, not Kale. With Braum and... I think it was Braum and Cho'Gath who were doing the Baron.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so with Braum and Cho'Gath doing the Baron, they didn't have enough power to immediately annihilate the free agency, which allowed them to get those kills. That may actually be what they need in order to get back into this. It's not exactly a 10k gold lead anymore. It's pretty close, but, they've mitigated a little bit of the differences. But this is just... They need to all peel off on the Baron, or, they need to all be able to easily access the team fight in order for the peel off of Baron to work. And it's not so easy to do that when there's a Zac who could jump in from all the way over to the Nexus to the Baron pit in order to smite steal it.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't just stay on the Baron. It's not even a 50-50 with the Cho'Gath if he has Feast up, which it was about to come up before they finished the Baron. But kind of a split call there to fight and finish it. Now it looks like he'll just go for it. We'll see what happens here. Ulfald is going to look for the steal. He's preparing to jump in. He's flying in, but it is secured by the Feast with the Cho'Gath. There comes the Call of the Void onto Dr. Medic. He's already fallen. Ulfald's down as well. Follow up. Kaiser, kill instinct in. There's a kill for Chili. There's another kill for Chili. But Andros, the sole one left, does kill Ignis, but he is on the run. Throws down that captive audience, trying to zone Simplistic away, but he is the sole survivor. Teleported from Little Buddy. They have zoned the Jin away. Righteous Glory is there. Void Seeker won't connect. Does not have the Feast just yet. But Bazan Josh is not long for this world. Chili picking up yet another kill in this fight. And here comes Simplistic Gaming. Only one Nexus turret remains. 4 seconds on Dr. Medic, 3 seconds on Ulfald. There goes the Nexus turret. They're firing away at the Nexus. 2 members of the free agents are up, but there's not enough time. And it does fall to Simplistic Gaming, who pick up the win.
That was just it felt almost one-sided in that one. Definitely a really strong ganking from the Kane. It was just impressive overall. He was so aggressive, constantly ganking up top and down in the bottom lane, getting double kills, getting not really counter ganking Zac too often, and not really focusing too much on the Æsir in the mid lane like the focus was for Ulfald. But Ignis was just able to build up a huge lead. I mean, look at the kill participation. He's got a total of 25 out of the 32 kills that happened for his team. I think it's hard for me not to give the MVP over to Ignis because he was such a big factor. A lot of people have similar kill participations, though, which is something I want to point out because it's not just Ignis. You got 25 out of the 32 for Braum. You've got 20 out of the 32 for Kaisa. You've got 24 for Malzahar. You've got 12 for Cho'Gath. But you got a lot of these from all these players because they were working well as a team. And that's what we've seen a lot of success from the previous match with free agency. So it's not just about you have an all-star. It's about these teams so far presenting a lot of good coordination and good team play.
Yeah, I just noticed that I'm silent once again. Apparently, there is some sort of issue with which window I have selected. If I'm in-game in League, I don't need to have OBS selected, but if I am not in-game, I do. I've never experienced this problem before. I have no idea what's causing it, but I'll do it.
Is that the solution?
Yes, that appears to be the problem, because I just had the browser selected, and I noticed that my levels suddenly stopped lighting up. So I'm not sure why that would be, but I will do my best to not be silent for any more of the stream. Apologies for that occurring previously, but again, I'll try to avoid that in the future. As I was saying, though, perhaps not sure how much of this you heard, but I agree. Ignis 101 certainly MVP. Really enabled his team there. So well played to him overall, and well played to the whole of Simplistic Gaming. They are headed to the grand finals of the Æsir 5v5. Right now, I'm thinking we'll probably hop in the other side of the bracket or semifinal game. I don't believe we have a result yet from that quarterfinal.
We do not quite yet. So we do have to go to op.gg in order to look at one of the people in order to get in there. So I will provide you with someone to look at that in a sec if I can. I can't seem to find one. Vittel. I recognize that name.
Indeed.
There it is. I sent you the link.
Alrighty. As soon as possible.
All right, so to give you guys champions so far, we've got Ornn, Rengar, LeBlanc, Xayah, and Rakan, the lovers duo, versus Cho'Gath, Skarner, Orianna, Twitch, and Zyra. So you can already see not too far in. We are 13 minutes in so far. 1k gold difference built, and kills are 6-3. Both sides have one tower, and the LeBlanc is the one. Xayah and LeBlanc both have a decent amount of gold, actually. About 600 or 700 or so above all their other counterparts and such. 3-0 LeBlanc and 2-0-2 Xayah.
Well, should be a fun one to hop into right now. Currently loading. It should just be mere moments before we have you guys on the Rift.
And just so you all know, Team Redacted is the one on the red side, and then Into the Rabbit Hole is the one on the blue side. Oh, just to give you like a little radio, a missed Orianna ult, but they're catching out the Skarner. And the Orianna has to flash away from danger.
I hear game noises. We must be close. Yeah, I believe we're still loading in, unfortunately. My actual screen is black in addition to the stream.
That is absolutely perfect. That's exactly what we want. So as we can see here, the dark screen signifies uncertainty in our American society.
Well, I give you light and a game of League of Legends. So we've got a Cloud Drake being secured here.
That's good overall.
Pretty close game, only a 1k gold lead.
It's something you want as a Rengar. You want that Ocean Dragon. You want that Cloud, and you want that as a Rakan as well. Even though you do have a pretty good engage with Ornn, it just offers you a lot more room to engage with the Rengar and Rakan.
Certainly like seeing a lot of these champions. We had talked earlier if we might see a LeBlanc. Well, there it is. Same deal for Rengar. Well, we hadn't talked about Rengar, but certainly a fun champion to watch and terrifying one to play against if it gets ahead, because it's just a giant one-shotting cat jumping out of the darkness to kill you.
And terrifying to play with, because you know he's just jiving in 1v5 because he saw someone do it on YouTube.
Yeah, very true. Not exactly a team fighter is the Rengar. Not exactly a team player, traditionally type of champion, I think. But we'll have to see.
Yeah. We'll have to see if he kind of hits the middle ground or if he's the first or second type of Rengar. He's sitting in the bush waiting. He can see his time coming.
I'm certainly always happy to see a Zyra support, a Zyra main myself. Props to Malshin and locking in a high-quality champion there.
There's a lot of time that they're spending for the Cho'Gath here.
Tanking a lot is Ace Kimchi. Looking for the engage is vital. Will find the quickness, charms Orca Master briefly, but they accomplish a purpose in zoning him off the turret. They do pick up that top lane at a turret. As meanwhile, Call the Forge God will not connect. Is DJ Doublelift able to simply dash his way away, or kind of shuffle away as the Twitch does. Look for the kill as Malshin actually does not use that ultimate, but actually they may have found the Twitch there, and there goes DJ Doublelift. Hydra with the kill, and a good shockwave there, but it is Cole who secures the kill on the Orianna, kind of a last breath type of shockwave. Well, that's the Yasuo ultimate actually, a dying shockwave.
Rengar doesn't have many kills, but he's got 3 assists. It's going to mean he's got a lot of gold. It's going to be a tough guy to deal with.
Well, that Stranglethorns was fairly good, but forced to flash away is Malshin, knowing that Hydra's LeBlanc 4-0 with 8 stacks on the Dark Seal. That LeBlanc's very ahead and has the ability to pick somebody off very, very quickly. I would say even more so with the reverted LeBlanc. He's now looking for the 1v2. There comes the Flash Impale onto Boy Who Play Fire. He's on the run, but he's very tanky as this Aura. Not sure if they can do anything else. He does flash away, and they'll probably just have to leave it at that. So Flash expended by 10 shilling 6 pence, and in return, they get the Flash from the Ornn.
I don't know. I didn't feel like that was a moment where you want to flash a Skarner, because I didn't think that they had any chance of killing the Ornn because he was so tanky. But perhaps they just thought they had enough damage.
Yeah, kind of an odd choice. I mean, the Twitch, he does have the Berserker's Greaves. I think as soon as Twitch picks up maybe a Zeal, assuming that's his next item. He'll have enough attack speed to start stacking up that poison, and he'll start feeling a little bit more online. But I think right now, Twitch alone with the Skarner, not going to be able to cut through an Orin, particularly one with an Iceborne Gauntlet. That's a lot of armor early on, difficult for any kind of physical damage threat to deal with.
You think he may build the Zeal next item?
Well, I'm not sure. We'll have to see what he itemizes for. What would you build, Leo?
I would be building a Run-Ins Hurricane because you want to be able to try to get yourself a little bit of wave clear, and
sure, that
it also
is a Zeal
offers a lot of team fight. I don't know. I don't want to stop at the Zeal.
Well, I wasn't thinking he was just build the Zeal and then just be done. Yeah, seems good.
Well, this'll be fine.
Oh, looking for the engage. Flash quickness, and there goes Malshin. Destroyed in an instant. Can't even find the words as Flash engaged from Cole onto EDR. Uses every resource available and does get the kill onto Cole's Rengar. Great work from EDR. Gets the Shockwave barrier and uses Seraph's Embrace to survive, and with the help of the tower, gets the kill on the Rengar.
So many shields. I know I would be upset if I were Rengar right then.
Well, that's the tilter.
But overall, those aren't resources he'll always be able to use, so the barrier will be down for a little while. Seraphs will probably be up by the time Rengar wants to go in again. Looks like his Rengar's ult and Seraphs do have about the same cooldown, looking at the timers, so give or take.
Looks that way, and the barrier will be down for EDR at least, so perhaps Cole will try that again. But he won't have his flash available, and EDR will have his, so we'll have to see how that matchup goes.
That does mean Orianna's a lot less targetable, so may see him try to focus Orianna some more in the future still. But I imagine that after something like that, and knowing the timings of the items and such, and the barrier, it's a pretty short summoner compared to things like Flash and Ignite. Because I think it's only like 180 seconds, where like Ignite you got 210, and then Flash you got 300.
Very true. Boy Who Played Fire stuck in a 1v2 right now. Cho'Gath coming in to help out. There comes the Strangle towards the zone away, but here comes Frick Hydra. Bursts down Malshin immediately. A double kill for Frick Hydra. Now they're looking for the Cho'Gath Orca Master in a lot of trouble here, trying to make his way to that blast cone and get away. He will, however, he does have EDR there. The Orianna able to zone away to LeBlanc. Here comes Hydra. He wants the kill. A flash away from EDR. Still a lot of damage from that Orianna at the moment, but looking for the kill as the LeBlanc. Hydra wants his in. Uses that blue trinket. He's looking for something. Has all those cooldowns up. Ulti is available and flash. Won't find anything just yet, but still such a quick kill. And there's the flash quickness onto double dip, and he is gone. Very quick engages here coming out from the side of Team Redacted, able to just pick up those kills in quick succession. That's now a 7-0 LeBlanc and 10 stacks on the Dark Seal. Very scary.
They're looking hungry. But yeah, as I was saying earlier, I expect Rengar to be going on Twitch a lot more often, because Orianna will have those abilities to like save herself a lot. Will have those very often. So Rengar needs kills before he's able to really pick off the Orianna. So I think Twitch is going to be his primary target.
Fight here in the bot, the big shockwave there. There goes Cole. There goes. It's a double kill for Tensioning Sixpence. It's running away. Flash and heal out from Kimchi. But Tensioning Sixpence has popped the Predator. He wants the kill. Flash comes in, but doesn't find the kill. Ace Kimchi getting away. But meanwhile, Hydra is up there in the top lane, wreaking havoc. He and Boy Who Play Fire get that top lane inhibitor turret. However, not able to find anything else just yet. Backing away.
Inhibitor's open, which is important. So they can try to. They've got quite a wide array of dragons now that I look at it. They got an Infernal, they got a Cloud, they got a Mountain.
Ooh, a quick impale coming out from Hydra, but he just took the LeBlanc right to his ADC and almost killed the Twitch. not
Gotta-
the way you want things to
Gotta
go.
be careful. This is still a 7-0 LeBlanc. No matter how much time Twitch gets to auto, LeBlanc has the perfect amount of time to assassinate Twitch, which is 1 second, essentially.
In the double dip, building towards that Runins should have it pretty soon. At that point, he'll start to be doing a little bit more damage, but still feeling pretty bad in comparison to the LeBlanc and even to Ace Kimchi on the Xayah. But that was a nice fight in the bot lane for the side of Into the Rabbit Hole. They were able to get a couple of kills there and all summoners out of Ace Kimchi. Bit of a feels bad moment, tensioning Sixpence Flash Impaling and not able to find the kill on the Xayah, but... Or not Flash Impaling, just flashing. But trying to zone Team Redacted away from the Baron is Orca Master. The rest of Into the Rabbit Hole are here.
LeBlanc's in a great position here. She's ready to assassinate a Twitch or Orianna.
Gotta be careful. Just about anybody but a Cho'Gath or a Skarner is easy pickings, and that's a very low Skarner as well right now. Gotta be careful of Hydra's LeBlanc, as actually caught out is Cole flanking. Did use the ultimate, so it's on cooldown right now. Didn't find anybody with it. Gotta watch Vital, though. He's had some good engages here on the Rakan. Will he find another one? Flash is available for Vital. Will he go for it? Will we see a play from Hydra? Here comes Cole and Hydra, the assassins. They want something. Cole is in the middle of 4 people. He's looking for the Twitch, but doesn't find him. Feast gets the kill. Orca Master secures that one. And Cole just kind of abandoned by the LeBlanc and caught in a very bad spot without even an ultimate to run away with.
Pretty much as expected, expected him to go after the Twitch. But unfortunately, the team was not there to pick a fight with everyone else. So even if he had gotten the Twitch, it would have been a guaranteed suicide for it. I don't think that's what you want when you're trying to get ahead as the Rengar. I think you want to be able to get the kill and then get out. I know that's obviously, you never want to really die for a kill most of the time, but I don't know. It's just Rengar is a champion where if you die a lot, it just feels like you're behind, even if you have a ton of kills, because you're just offering a fresh, like newly refreshed 300 gold to your enemy as well as to yourself.
Indeed, the Leander's tournament finally completed by Malshin there on the Zyra, trying to get a little bit of extra magic damage for his team. Right now, they find themselves in an 8,000 gold hole, and one of 3 different kinds of drakes there picked up by Team Redacted at the moment. Another one on the table in about 15 seconds. It is going to be another Infernal Drake. Actually, some pings around Baron. Basically, no vision around there for the side of Into the Rabbit Hole. They're going to have a hard time picking this up. Do they actually want to start this? LeBlanc and Rengar are both around the Baron. I think they're waiting for Ace Kimchi and Vital to do a 4-man Baron. Boy Who Play Fire is stuck. The Infernal Drake is going to get picked up by Into the Rabbit Hole, but they must know now that is the go button for the Baron, getting taken down very quickly, and TP coming from Boy Who Play Fire. Running there is the Skarner, but tensioning Sixpence, not a lot that he can do. Secured by Cole, and they'll just back away. Predator is popped by the Skarner, perhaps looking for something on the back end of that. Sticking around here, our Team Redacted, perhaps they want to see if there's a little bit of over-aggression from the side of Into the Rabbit Hole that they can take advantage of. As here comes Righteous Glory, Cho'Gath, Orca Master wants something, but there comes Ord. Shockwave will find Hydra, but Cole has jumped in the back line. Twitch is gone. Cole is gone as well now, but there is a charm. Vital is going to fall. Maybe, yes, he does fall to Malshin's plants. However, a double kill for Malshin does not mean a lot, as they are in full retreat right now. Hydra is on the hunt, has Flash available. Here he comes, but it is a win overall for the side of Team Redacted. They get the Baron and they get 3 kills to boot, but they do lose their jungler and their support. However, easily able to pick up this top lane inhibitor. Will they look for more? Bot lane an easy place to rotate to, but they might be looking for the game or at least some Nexus turrets. Gonna be pretty hard, not sure they can do this. A lot of respawn timers already popped. The entirety of Into the Rabbit Hole is already up, and now perhaps an overextension as Hydra's very low. Ace Kimchi on the run, does get the root, is looking for the kill. The Orca Master does get it, running away, and Hydra does pick up the kill onto that bot lane inhibitor turret, but now Kimchi is in trouble, has the ultimate available, has that Featherstorm. Will he use it? There it is. He's going to look for the root, gets an instant kill there onto the Orianna. Eohdorr is gone. Kimchi looking for the kite, looking for the kill, almost finds 10 shilling sixpence, but here comes Hydra with the kill on Malichin, and this boy who play fire. Skarner is so low, and Rengar is there as well. Disaster for Into the Rabbit Hole is now 10 shilling sixpence, hoping to dodge that call of the Forge God, but it is not to be. An ace for Team Redacted. They're going to pick up this bot lane inhibitor turret, and they're going to escort this minion wave towards that Nexus of Into the Rabbit Hole, who have nobody alive to defend. Here's Orca Master on the Cho'Gath, but he's one man against four. Can he do it? Can he stop it? No, the Nexus explodes. Victory for Team Redacted.
Really, really strong play, but I think it's a lot of there was several moments where it could have gone south for them. So, kind of looking at the previous match screen. Overall, I would like to throw the MVP over to LeBlanc. A lot of things could have gone wrong. So many sketchy situations, like when Skarner dragged LeBlanc. I thought LeBlanc was dead, but then immediately turned it right back around and almost deleted Twitch. And several times I felt like it could have gone wrong at the drop of a hat. So great play from both teams, but I'm going to give the MVP over to the LeBlanc. Was a real terror, constantly deleting people left and right. And I think a vital force for doing the do.
I'm 100% in agreement, although I do want to give some credit to Ace Kimchi there on the Xayah. Had some great outplays, 1v2, 1v3 there at the end. Of course, with a big lead, Xayah able to dish out a lot of damage, and certainly played those quite well. Almost got 3 kills. Got that Featherstorm kill onto Eohdorr, so that was quite impressive, certainly. And however, I think Hydra was just such a threat there. Got the Dark Seal, got those stacks going. The Fed LeBlanc was all over the place and really creating a lot of advantages for his team. So credit to him, MVP for performance right there. But we are just about ready for our final series.
I know I'm ready for it.
We'll have to see in Game 1. As we get into Champion Select right now, have to see what our first band's going to be. Is it going to be Darius taken away once again? Mentioned before, of course, Darius has that Conqueror Keystone. Has been fairly good in the top lane. Not necessarily something that's picked a lot, as tanks tend to be the standard these last couple of patches, but Darius able to do quite well, but no surprise there. LeBlanc ban against Hydra. Monster performance on that champ last game, and taken off the table by the side of Simplistic Gaming. And the Kai'Sa ban coming through as well against Bax, who looked good against that champion. And there's the Xayah taken away from Ace Kimchi. So both AD carries get their previous champions taken away. Both looked very comfortable, very strong on those champs. We'll have to find something else as Fizz banned away as well. We'll see what our final ban coming through is going to be. Going to be the Rengar taken away from Cole. So 3 members of the team that was marshaled forth by the side of Team Redacted in our last game, not going to be available. But very quickly, the Kayn locked in for Cole in the jungle. We have to assume, of course, Kayn mid lane and top lane back in the day was something we might see, but has not been a common occurrence for quite a long time. Brong being hovered here as the response from Simplistic. Now back to the Caitlyn, perhaps looking to get an early rotation AD carry locked in, and they will. So long-range marksman there, picked up in the bot lane for the side of Simplistic Gaming, and the Zac now being hovered for Ignis 101. We saw Ulfald play this, unfortunately not a winning game, but Zac as a champion certainly capable of providing a lot of engage. Solid scaling tanky jungler is going to be picked up by Ignis. Response is now the Braum for Vital. So no flashy Rakan engages this time. It's going to be playing that Freljordian shield bearer there in the bot lane.
So, I like seeing Kayn and Zac. They're both really heavily influential, and yet, I don't know. I really like seeing them because they can both be really aggressive early on and build huge leads for their teams.
I will wait for you to be better.
Do it for the meme. Ah!
We'll have to see which will be their choice.
I think the only thing that was picked up was we're gonna have to see if that is their choice on the stream. It's a very professional setup we have here. Just like to support indie companies, you know.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. For some reason, I have to have the window selected sometimes. Selecting certain windows messes it up. No idea why. But it is going to be the Sivir locked in for Ace Kimchi. So getting a nice late game 80 carry. Locked in there for the side team Redacted, and the Renekton with a couple of top lane bans already coming in. Little buddy goes with that crocodile fighter there in the top lane, and Graves locked in now. Not entirely sure what this lineup is. Honestly, a little bit confused at this point. Is this a Graves top lane? So what it looks like would certainly be an interesting pick. Did have the opportunity to see he was picking into a Renekton.
He is sticking with it. He's not trading it off. Looks like that is the case.
Oh, actually, no. It's going to be Kayn in the top lane. So Kayn and Graves traded. So we mentioned that Kayn top lane and mid lane was something that was played a while ago, and now it is going to be locked in. So Kayn in the top lane up against the Renekton. So interesting that the Graves was locked in after the Renekton as a counter pick. That's what we thought. But it is the Kayn who was actually the first pick of the entire phase that's now being locked in as the response to the Renekton. Okay, no, a trade comes in once again. They're faking us out here, but The timer is up, so for sure it is going to be Graves top. Not something that we've never seen ever. Certainly Graves top something back, season 5, season 6, something that would come in on occasion, back in a lot more damage-centric comps. Well, with a Braum providing the only source of tankiness on the entire team, Zilean, Sivir, Kayn, and Graves is certainly harkening back to those previous seasons and high damage comps. On the other hand, the side of Simplistic Gaming bringing forth the Renekton, not something we've seen in quite a while, was a pretty common pick in Season 7, when there's a lot of carry fighter kind of top lane champions being locked in. Zac, of course, a very strong jungler, able to gank quite easily, and particularly post-6, able to help a ton in those team fights. Great scaling jungler along with the Taric and the support. So a pretty beefy front line to the virtually non-existent front line of the side of Team Redacted. We'll have to see how this one plays out. We're going to have a Caitlyn Sivir matchup there, the bot lane. So Caitlyn with a massive range advantage over that short range Sivir. But we always hear that 500 CS win condition for the Sivir. Certainly Ace Kim 2 will be feeling great once he's approaching quite a few items under his belt. But we'll see what they can do before that point, because they also have a Kayn who certainly will be able to do things early on. So a reasonable amount of early game and scaling on both sides. Eager to see how this one will play out.
Got some nice poke and sustain for Sivir, or not Sivir. Oh, I can't speak. From Caitlyn, and then you've got Sivir, who should be able to get some nice spell shields off. It's not too hard to time her things with any one of Caitlyn or Taric's abilities, so it should be pretty easy for her to evade pretty much anything. And of course, you got the Braum, who just in case can block the Piltover, or the Caitlyn. I can't speak. The Caitlyn Q or the Taric stun.
The Piltover Peacemaker.
Yeah, that. I cannot speak. And then you got the Malzahar versus Zilean, both heavy pushers, and both really strong pokers. I would probably say Zilean would have a little bit of an edge against the Malzahar. I'd say Caitlyn and Taric definitely have an edge over the Sivir and the Braum. Or don't have an edge over the Sivir and the Braum. I just cannot speak. I'm dead, unfortunately. It's all over for me. This is where my career goes down the drain. I think it's going to be up to Kayn to kind of be there when Zac ganks. I think the counter ganking is what's going to make or break this matchup. Or if Zac just isn't aggressive enough. Because the top lane, that's a really hard matchup to predict. Because I can see it going both ways. I could see the Renekton being able to outdamage the Graves, yet I could see the Graves also being able to outplay the Renekton. I can't really predict that matchup. I think maybe I can put it in Graves' court just a little bit more. But I don't know. I could see it going either way. So I can see if Zac is going to be really aggressive early on, should be able to pick up the Zilean because he's often, when he's trying to go for that poke harass, which should be pretty often, will put himself in a bit of risk. And then you've got the Sivir Braum. It's going to be harder to gank them, but the Sivir can't spell shield everything. Braum can't block everything. So I think if you want to win this bot lane, you want to send Zac down there as much as possible. And I think if you want to win the mid lane, you send Zac there as much as possible. So I think for Kayn, the ideal situation is to either gank for top lane, which I think is your one questionable lane, or gank for bot lane specifically because, or maybe mid lane, specifically because you think Zac will be there. I think it's all about the jungler's mind games will determine the true course of this game. Despite the fact that I think that the slight edge goes over.
30 seconds until minions.
Yeah, I think the edge goes over to Sivir and Braum. I think the edge goes over to Zilean. So I want to say that it'll go over to Simplistic Gaming. Or
We'll see
sorry,
how it goes
redacted.
as the entire Simplistic Gaming sitting on a ward there in that tri-brush. Perhaps someone aware of it is Little Buddy doing the old classic pool party Renekton recall spam. Certainly never gets old.
It's a classic stratagem.
I'm quite fond of it, particularly on ARAM. Ooh, so actually Little Buddy might run into trouble here if he passes towards that top jungle. Might get caught. No, they've actually rotated into the red buff, but he's going there too. They're going to see him right now. They should fight him. They should be able to get the flash, and they will, and they should be able to get this red buff without any contest. So, good work from the side of Team Redacted to get that flash out of the top laner and secure the red buff as well. They'll take that away from Ignis 101. We'll see where...
Zach's heading straight to the enemy red buff. He's looking straight to get that red buff in. He knows that his red buff was invaded.
Yeah, he should be able to take that no problem. Has the smite, and Ignis is, or rather Cole is picking up those raptors and now headed back towards his blue, so he won't be able to find out till it's too late.
Oh, but looks like Kane is running straight for it as well. He believes that that Zach is there. Malzahar maybe looking like he wants to stop him.
We'll see. Both junglers going to find themselves. A lot of action here at the top lane as the Ignite comes down from Boy Who Play Fire, but it is going to be first blood secured by Little Buddy. He is burning down, but he will survive in the end. A question mark ping there, perhaps hoping he had the kill with Boy Who Play Fire. Taking that Graves Ignite top, certainly very aggressive. Disappointed, I'm sure, not to get the first blood. It was a close one. Looking for the stun there is vital, but won't find it.
Overall, that was a really close fight. Graves definitely played it well, but Renekton just having just enough damage in order to be able to pull it off.
And I think getting that Q off, the healing from it for Little Buddy was enough to survive the Ignite. Had he not landed and gotten the heal from it, I think he would have died to that final tick of it. Actually, again, though, so much burst damage from the Renekton. Now he could be dead as Boy Who Play Fire does flash away. Little Buddy lets him walk away with his life. However, did use the flash, and the burst damage from the Renekton with the Conqueror. Absolutely terrifying.
That is the reason why I could see this lane going in Renekton's favor, because with that, with the Conqueror Keystone, like, with the extra stun length on the W, it's so much damage that he can throw down without any reciprocation.
We'll get some action here in the mid lane, though. Striking Strike is there. Flash from Hydra, but he does fall to that final auto attack from Chili. Good gank there from Ignis to get 2 kills now on the board for the side of Simplistic Gaming. Feeling good thus far. Only a very slight CS deficit there in the bot lane. Otherwise, doing pretty well mid and top.
So the Mountain Dragon, that's what's up on the table. Got plenty of wave clear / siege with the Sivir and the Zillion. May be good if they're going to try to go for that, because they would be able to smack down on that tower.
Here's Ignis, though. He wants another Striking Strike. They do get Vital. Good flash from Vital, though, to dodge the Dazzle. Does not get stunned out. Ace Kimchi throws back a quick ricochet there. Certainly nice for the Sivir, able to spell shield those Yordle traps. However, some action there in the top lane, though. A lot of burst damage from both champions, Graves and Renekton, but not able to find a kill. However, Cole has come top to support Boy Who Play Fire, but don't know if he'll be able to find anything. Little Buddy is already under his tower. Looking for something, though, is Cole. Gets stunned under tower, though. Flashes away, but still falls to the tower shot. Great outplay from Little Buddy to get the 1-for-1 in that 1v2 scenario.
It's difficult to want to gank a Renekton because, or not gank a tower dive a Renekton because of that stun lasting so long, and him being such a high damage champion, he could just proc it in about a second or so. Sivir, no spell shield. Got to be a little bit quicker on those spell shields.
Well, does have the Guardian from the Braum. A little bit of extra shielding available there. Is actually Hydra having a bad time of it here in the mid lane. Down a kill on 8 CS, and we can see Chili able to just poke him down throughout those Call the Voids and those Malefic Visions. Poke his health down quite low.
We'll see if they can do it, George. Although, I want to say, I think Zach is just being a little bit too passive. A lot of the initiations have been from Kayn. And the top one didn't work out exactly in his favor as he would have liked. Got a kill for Graves, but didn't really get anything aside from an assist for him. It's not what you want. But it seems like with the invade from Kayn earlier, the gank up top, and now the invade into the blue now, it seems like Zach is just not putting down enough pressure like I think that he should be doing. So these lanes may very well get out of control if Sivir and Braum are able to pick up their game. And if Zillion's able to catch up and farm. But that's also the thing is Malzar's doing really well in CS. Caitlyn's and Tark are able to stay in it.
End of the line does come out along with the Ignite from Boy Who Play Fire. They're very close fight, but Little Buddy does make it out. Dazzle will only find Vital. He throws up that Unbreakable and now starts stacking up the stun. But now looking for more is Little Buddy. Wants the kill on the Boy Who Play Fire and finds it. Tower shot is not enough to finish off the Renekton. Yet another solo kill for Little Buddy there on the Renekton. 3-1-0 now is down 4 CS, but overall up about 1,000 gold. But here comes the Kayn, but Zach is there. The response grabs everyone but Sivir. There comes the the Let's Bounce, but other than that, not a lot of follow-up. Not able to find any kills. Not even any summoners.
Well, there's the aggression I was looking for.
Oh, here's some more, though. There comes the Kayn ultimate. Heal comes out from Bax. It could be a lot of trouble for the bot lane of Simplistic Gaming as Vital is on the run. He is getting ticked down with the burn. Looking for the kill is Ignis, but here comes Cole. He could find the kill onto the Tark, and he does. But now engaged from Ignis. Wants to get the Stretching Strike, but he does get that passive pop. Will they be able to find the kill on Ace Kimchi? Actually, it could be trouble here for Ignis. No, not able to get the kill as Kimchi. But here comes Chili. Does have that Nether Grasp. Will he go for it? Yes. Uses it for the quick kill there on the Kimchi. Might seem like overkill, but I'm sure he's happy to just pick it up. Meanwhile,
after not being able to pick up the Braum with the Malefic Visions, just wanted to be sure this time.
Absolutely. So they do get a quick kill there in the bot lane, a 1-for-1, but they get the tower. More important thing for the side of Simplistic Gaming. Meanwhile, though, Boy Who Play Fire is firing away on that tower in the top lane. Not sure if he's going to be able to knock it down or not. He's pretty low, should be able to pick that up without a problem.
So Rift Herald spawning up now. If any team wants to go for that, it could be pretty easy to take with the Kayn and the Graves together. Pretty high damage champions early on. It looks like Kayn will be going for Warrior. Should be able to take that.
Indeed, but here comes Cole as well as his support. Vital flash from Chili to avoid a little bit of the damage, but the CC comes through and Cole picks up the kill. Hydra using that ultimate, unnecessary, but just to be safe.
He knew the moment he flashed, he stood there for a split, stood there for about a second knowing, I am dead.
Dazzle disconnect on the Vital. Tilt over Peacemaker for a little extra damage, but Braum feeling fairly tanky at this time. Not a lot of damage from anybody able to burn through that health that he's got on his side, particularly with the unbreakable damage reduction. Winter's Bite will connect onto Bax. There comes the Glacial Fissure, but a lot of damage now into Vital. Here comes that invulnerability. Looking for the counter, though. Here comes Cole. Vital is very low, but this could be a bit of an overstep from the bot lane of Simplistic Gaming. Vital very low, but not going to be able to find the kill for Bax. So the support does fall. That's another kill over to Cole. There's that 2-1-2 on the Kane. Little buddy looking for that stun. Wants that burst damage, but not able to connect with most of those abilities. Means Boy Who Played Fire feeling okay right now. Well, could be looking for end of the line. Ignite does come out. Flash, and this could be a kill for Boy Who Played Fire. It is. So an outplay there. Finally getting a return kill, but here comes the Kane, who could be in trouble. There comes the Nether Grasp, and Chili gets yet another kill. 3-1-0 now on that Malzahar with 102 CS. He's feeling pretty good. Already has the Luden's Echo. They're going to waylay that advantage into a Mountain Drake. No one really in the area to contest. Cole, of course, dead, so no Smite Steal coming through. Should be a fairly easy pickup for Simplistic Gaming. Right now, headed towards the mid lane are a number of members of Simplistic Gaming. Ignis 101 is going to be spotted out by that ward there. However, he'll just path back towards his blue buff, pick that up. Hasn't donated any over to Chili, but Chili has not needed them. He's been doing just fine in lane by himself. Has had the support of Ignis fair number of times there. Because now here comes Boy Who Play Fire down from top lane. He has escaped his duel with Renekton and instead is looking to support his team in the mid lane. Nether Grass not available for a little while longer for Chili. Quite a fair amount of gold, about 1,400 there for the Malzahar. Could certainly go back and pick up something like a Leandries pretty soon. Or rather, pick up the Haunting guys towards the Leandries. Build towards that. Or perhaps to look for a Morello's. Not a bad idea against the Graves Kane. Oh, here comes some kind of engage that won't quite connect. Stretching Strike only finds one there from Ignis. Both teams continuing to wave clear mid as Cole looking for something. Here comes Ignis, but he's very low and dies immediately to Ace Kimchi. Not sure what he was looking for there. Glacial Fissure does come out. Could be in trouble now. There comes the Nether Grass, but Resurrection, Zillion ulti, perfect counter to that, as could be in trouble now. Cole is in the back line, but has to flash away. Malefic Vision's hurting him, but so low. So many members of Simplistic Gaming now on the run. It's actually now looking perhaps for that Rift Herald, our team Redacted. We'll see if that's where they head. And it is.
It was really chaotic, but I think that was really good for them because they get a free objective out of this. Something I think that works well with their comp.
A couple members of Simplistic Gaming are floating around. Bax looking for a steal with that Piltover Peacemaker, but indeed, Unbreakable will make sure there's no chance of that. And it is secured by Team Redacted. Only a 400 gold lead for them right now, though. 6-6 in kills. Very back and forth game thus far. Both teams very close. A lot of solo kills, a lot of outplays all around.
Indeed. Some great aggression out of the Kane. Not as much as I was expecting / hoping for out of the Zac, but overall, still just turned out to be a pretty even match.
Thus far, Cole's Kane with 5 out of 6 kill participation, the highest in the game. Been impacting all over the map, but Ignis hoping to equalize it. He's down a reasonable amount of CS. Looks like about, something like 4 camps or so. 4 to 5. To Cole's Kane as well. Perhaps looking for an engage as Ignis, but won't wind up finishing off that jump. Right now, Cole pathing towards that bot lane. Knows that Bax is all by himself, and the Caitlyn forced to back away. This could be bot lane outer turret gone. I think it will be. Rotation's starting to come through from Simplistic Gaming, but a little bit too late perhaps? They might save this turret. Oh no, they will get it. So Cole will get the turret, but now he could be in trouble. Stuck and Strike is there. Let's Bounce will not find anybody. Ignis looking for the kill. Dazzle will find Ignis, or Cole rather. Ultimate will come out to buy it a little more time, but actually a lot of trouble now for Bax. Actually follows the Boy Who Play Fire, and Cole gets the lifesteal from the Rast form. Double kill for Boy Who Play Fire. Great outplay there from Team Redacted, able to survive and buy enough time. 2v3, and now they might want a third kill for the Graves, and he finds it. Triple kill for Boy Who Play Fire, and meanwhile, Rift-Tailed summon mid. They get the mid lane outer turret, and they want mid lane inner, and they should be able to get it without much of a problem. And there it goes.
2v3 for nothing to lose, and you get something in mid laner, or in mid lane along with the Rift Herald. The Renekton and Malzahar can't do anything. They just have to kind of sit back.
Looking for something. Glacial Fisher there. Little buddy forced to flash away. There's a lot of turret shots there. Ace in the hole might find somebody. A lot of summoners used there to ensure nobody falls. Perhaps forgot about the Zillion ultimate, but now looking for Engage's Ignis, but he does get stunned. Winter's Bite does prevent the follow-up. Disengaging our Team Redacted. They've got the gold lead now, very rapidly developing a 5k gold lead, 5-1 in turrets now. They back off with that. Happy to reset.
But of course, can't forget, this is still a pretty even game. 4k gold lead, sure, but Malzahar 40 CS ahead of the Zillion. Need to see if he could do something here. He's 3-1. He's got a lot of gold. He's the most fed on his team, and tied with the most with Sivir. Not as fed as Kayn and Graves, which great outplay down in the bottom lane, but this is not an over game yet. This is not even close, despite the 4k gold lead.
Cloud Drake on the table. Could have an engage here. Here comes Ignis. Smite onto Cole. Looking for Vital. Does get the Dazzle. Vital pretty tanky here, but there's the Nether Grasp, and he falls. Backs with the kill. Do they want Cole? Looking for the engages. Ignis. Running away is Cole. Does not have anything to Strike and Strike connect with. However, Cole is in the wrong spot right now. Teleport coming through. Dazzle will not connect. There's the Let's Bounce onto Cole, who is now in the middle of 5 members of Simplistic.
But that was great.
Gaming.
He stalled. They're going to get it. They're going to lose a hitter for that decision.
They sent everybody there, even a teleport from the Renekton to get the Kayn. Not sure what that was about. Perhaps looking to push, as Little Buddy is pushing that lane now. But they lose an inhibitor turret and an inhibitor in the mid lane just to pick up a Kayn kill. Not worth.
So, Team Redacted definitely really happy to pick that one up. And looking for the Cloud Dragon, it doesn't look like Simplicity is going to find anything.
Certainly looking for the tower is Little Buddy. Is going to get stunned by the Braum, but he should still find the turret without much trouble. But now he's in the middle of a number of members of Team Redacted looking for the kill onto the Renekton. Winter's Bite is going to connect soon. They don't want him to get that blast cone. They hit it themselves, and Cole secures the kill. But now rotating mid lane. They spent a couple of resources to get the kill on the Renekton. Looking for the Dazzle. There is the Nether Grasp onto the Sivir, but not enough. Invulnerability is there, but now it's expired. They could be in trouble. Cole has the kill. Ignis goes down as well. Ace Kimchi with the kill. They're still on the hunt. They want backs. They want to get that kill. Cole is looking for it. Good Dazzle there from the Tark does secure their escape. But 2 kills already. 3 kills, in fact, with the Renekton means Baron is on the table. Ignis is down for another 14 seconds. Will they start it up? They have a Sivir. They'll be able to take it fairly quickly with that. Looks like they'll just back away for now, though. Just content to reset the map. They've built that gold lead. Still just 5k. No, now they will start the Baron. Baron's health ticking down. Ignis is on the way. If he sprints here right now, perhaps he can look for a steal, but no, I don't think they have time. Only little buddy is there. They know it's being done now, but it's already so low. Don't think there's a lot they can do outside of a miracle. So he gets it!
Oh my god!
How did he get the Baron? Little buddy jumps in, sacrifices his life, but gets the Baron. Smite available for Cole, but didn't come through. How did he do that? Hero play from Little Buddy. Picks up the Baron steal on the Renekton.
No. Smite was not available. It was just coming off cooldown.
Oh, so they started out without the Smite and pay the price. Little Buddy, incredible to pick that up for his team just when they needed it. Cut that gold lead to 4K. Now they have that Hand of Baron buff, and they're going to look to push down this mid lane outer turret with it. They do have Caitlyn. They're happy to siege anything they can. There's that Nethergrass kill onto Vital, easy, and they get the mid lane outer turret as well.
I just want to point out that, yes, it was a miracle Baron steal, but never should you do that. Most situations, the jungler will have smite up. Just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah, can't imagine they knew that. Good dazzle there from the target. They're gonna chase now from the side of Simplistic Gaming. They could be in trouble. Less Bounce will throw one member away, but Bax is gonna fall. The call, you have to assume, does get the kill there, and Zach in trouble. Frick Hydra does get the kill in the end. Chili left this fire away from over the wall, so two members lose their lives, and they lose that Baron buff. Little Buddy perhaps delayed the inevitable, but is still available on 3 members of Simplistic Gaming.
Only 2, actually. Renekton died in order to take it.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Only 2 Hand of Baron buffs there, and not a lot they can do down to members at the moment. Really, that Baron buff used only to kind of stall the push from the side of Team Redacted. That's a massive wave there, though. For Redacted, they'll be able to push into that bot lane. Hydra lobbing those bombs over the wall as they advance. A new wave getting shredded by the side of Team Simplistic Gaming. One super minion left there is going to fall in the end. Ace Kimchi actually very low. Got to be careful. A flash Nethergrasp is always an option from Chili.
It looks like he wants to as well.
Does indeed. He's just trying to push the minion waves away, but if they can find the kill onto the Sivir, who is very low, it would be good. Maleficent Visions is starting to get these guys kind of low. No Ocean Drakes, no Warmogs available. They are pretty squishy. Got to be careful. Perhaps, it looks like they really want the engage. They're kind of walking around, walking up, and then walking back. They want something, but they don't want to lose the game for it. Caitlyn traps doing their best to kind of keep them back behind their tower as best they can, but pretty good wave clear now from the Malzahar and the Caitlyn, able to just kind of get those minions out of there. Looking for something is Ignis. Won't be able to find anybody. So right now, backing off our Team Redacted.
So next dragon that's popping up is going to be a Cloud Dragon. It feels like it's been a 35 to 40 minute game, but no, it's only been 25 minutes. It's just kind of been that chaotic in a sense. Both teams pushing hard.
Yeah, I mean, worth noting, Little Buddy's incredible Baron steal there has kind of stalled the game out somewhat. You know, with the Caitlyn, with the Malzahar, plus Baron buff, they were able to kind of stall that siege somewhat. So feeling pretty good right now. Only down 3k gold, really not a whole lot, and certainly heading into the late game, sure there's a Sivir on the other side, but they have some decent scaling champions of their own, and Caitlyn will always have that massive range advantage over Ace Kimchi, so certainly happy about that.
Gotta agree.
Cloud Drake now spawning. They do find the stun of the Little Buddy, who could be in trouble here. Actually flashes away. A little bit of damage there from the Malzahar onto Ace Kimchi, but this should be a Cloud Drake secured. certainly nobody from Simplistic Gaming wanted to throw their lives away over a Cloud Drake, so double Cloud. But there is the flash, Nether Grasp onto Boy Who Play Fire. He could be in trouble here, but Zilean is there. Hydra has the ultimate, and now they can't find the kill. Here comes the invulnerability from the Taric. There's the Glacial Pusher. Let's Bounce will find only Vital, but so low is Chili. He's gone. Bax is firing away. They're kiting back, but this is a losing battle. There goes Taric. Flash away from Ignis, but a quick follow, and it is Ace Kimchi with the kill. Only Bax alive from the side of Simplistic Gaming. Flash bomb does not get the stun, actually, and now Hydra has to retreat, but Bax is in trouble because the entirety of Team Redacted is there. Ace picked up with the final kill for Call. They're going to pick up that mid lane inhibitor, and they will look for the end. 10 seconds on the Taric, 13 on the Malzahar means they should be able to end without much of a problem. First game should be theirs, barring a miracle here. One Nexus is down, second one is going to fall. Nexus is exposed. Here comes the Taric trying to stun them, trying to stop the inevitable, but that Nexus is taking a lot of damage. They're actually trying to do something here, but it does fall in the end. Close to defending the Nexus were Simplistic Gaming, but in the end it is Team Redacted that picks up the win in Game 1.
Pretty close in a lot of those fights, but also in general, it came down to a lot of these fights. Grace fell behind early to Renekton Shore, had a pretty bad early go at it, but Kayn showing a lot of aggression. Zilean falling a bit behind in CS. Sivir and Braum not really falling behind, but pretty much going even. It's hard to pick an MVP here. I think I will have to go with Cole because I think he was so in the face of everyone else who was kind of going even or falling a little bit behind. I think Cole was the one who didn't really fall behind or stay even. I think he was always a step above Ignis throughout that game in terms of his aggression, constantly stealing away buffs from Zac. So I think that he is a pretty instrumental force in terms of getting his team ahead. And his kill participation almost speaks for itself as well. You've got 17 out of the 20 versus like 14, 11, 11, 12. I think that in itself speaks for itself as well.
Absolutely looked very impressive. Certainly for the side of Team Redacted, I thought impressive performance from Cole on that King and playing very aggressively. And credit to Boy Who Play Fire as well. Looked like a tough lane for him early on, but turned it around and ended up getting that triple kill there in the bot lane. Great outplay there from him and Cole, and helping to get their team that win as well. Miracle steal from Little Buddy. It did delay the game for a while. Certainly made the game more exciting, and with that in mind, I can't wait to get into Game 2 and see what these two teams have in store for.
That's right. Kind of hoping that Simplistic Gaming picks up this next one, but you know, that's only so we can get the full 3 games here. But curious to see what the ban adaptations will be. I don't think any champion specifically was the result of that. Maybe you want to ban away the Kayn or try to first pick it immediately if they get blue side, because you know, we saw them want to pick up. We saw Cole want to pick up Kayn, I believe, in the past. Or sorry, not Cole. I'm completely dead inside, honestly. Ignis. We saw Ignis pick up Kayn in the past. So maybe if Cole is comfortable on the Kayn, maybe you want to take that away. Maybe you want to pick it up or ban it because they are on blue side, so they have the option to first pick it. Or maybe ban it if you don't feel like doing it. Because you're not necessarily looking for like these huge, this all-star player to really ban out. You're looking for comfortability takeaways. And in that scenario as well, maybe you want to take away a Caitlyn. Because I don't think Bax was really bad on the Caitlyn either. I think he was playing the Caitlyn matchup pretty well.
Yeah, I thought he did fairly well, and certainly, I don't know, my thought is also looking towards that mid lane. Hydra looked great on the LeBlanc, and it wasn't that unstoppable on the Malzahar, rather on the Zillion. But towards Chili there on the Malzahar, I thought he was pretty impressive. They actually are going to ban the Zillion away from Hydra, so certainly it was some trouble dealing with the Zillion ultimates. There was a couple kills they could have picked up that Hydra was able to clutch, kind of stave off. So certainly something that they're having to take off the table. I think a reasonable adaptation there, but Hydra looked great on the LeBlanc, and actually they are going to have it available here because no ban was used on it. If I were the side of Team Redacted, I'd pick up the LeBlanc because Hydra looked fantastic on that champion, and I don't know how good he feels about blind picking it, but they are going to get the Kai'Sa for Ace Kimchi as well. It was a champion that Bax looked great on, but this time it is going to be Ace Kimchi picking it up, and certainly able to play those kind of later game carries with the Sivir pretty well. So I really like this pick, actually, and we'll see what their second pick is going to be. If I were them, perhaps locking up the LeBlanc first, but they may also want to wait for a counter pick and make sure they don't get something, a really tough matchup for him there. It's going to be the Thresh locked in for Vital, though. So Kai'Sa Thresh there in the bot lane. Pretty good combination up against Braum Jinx. So early bot lane duo is already locked in for both teams as Cho'Gath, the next pickup.
Cho'Gath's a fun champion to see up in the top lane. A little bit hard to be able to kill. So little Buddy possibly looking to not get killed this time around up in the top lane. Did come back later with the Kayn in a 2v3, but probably just wants something that's a little bit safer, a little bit easier to survive up in the top lane, especially considering he doesn't know what he's going to be going into. Going to be saving that mid and the jungler for last. Want to keep those hidden. But Aurelion Sol picked up bravely. We got Huhi. He wears a mask sometimes. Sometimes he'll change his summoner name. Sometimes he'll change his club tag, but you cannot escape the champion's decision. So, could see some amazing Aurelion Sol plays. A fun champion to see. Of course, you don't really see him play good too often. He's kind of just a niche pick. And even then, when you see him rarely, it's often not like one of the really good Aurelion Sols that you just look at him and go, oh man, this guy must be a one trick.
Well, we'll see if he is one of the really good Aurelion Sols, or if is he just another who he wanna be. He'll have to prove it this time, as a couple of jungle bans coming through. King was already taken off the board. Now Warwick and Rengar are both taken away. Zed banned as well as Irelia. That new reworked Irelia taken off the table. See what the first pick is here for Team Redacted, who are now on the red side. Have it swapped around. They do still require a jungler and a top laner. It is going to be top lane they're going to lock in first. So Orin locked in up against the Cho'Gath there. Boy, you play fire. Already played the Orin once before. Same thing with Little Buddy, played the Cho'Gath. So familiar champions for both top laners. As Anivia now to lock in for Chili. Not sure if with his name, Anivia is one of his favorite champions. Certainly a ice cold bird there for him in the mid lane. We'll be up against the Aurelion Sol, so that's the opportunity for a counter pick. So
everyone's picking someone else's champions. Quite interesting. You've got the Vi being picked up by the support, and then the AD carry being picked up by the jungler, and then the mid being picked up by the AD carry, and then the top being picked up by the mid, and then the mid being picked up, or the support being picked up by the top.
it is going to be the Olaf locked in the jungle, something that has seen so much pro play. It's always been such an aggressive early game jungler. Can be very difficult to deal with, and has a great clear once he gets low, has that attack speed, that lifesteal, just be able to take anything down. However, I really like the Vi pickup for Ignis. Vi buffed this patch. One of the things that Riot mentioned was they wanted Vi to be viable top lane as well. Pretty sure this is not a top lane Vi, but nonetheless, Vi pretty strong on this patch. So
I bet they do want Vi to be viable. It's definitely something that I've wanted. I love the jungler personally. It's one of the few junglers I've ever found even remote success on. She can Q over the raptor pit, or I guess as the professionals like to call them, the chicken pit, and then flash and then ult. It's such a long span of distance to create. And even then, only the ult from Vi landing as the CC against the mid laner, but it's so quick that it feels impossible to really play against. And as long as a mid laner that you're facing has some kind of damage, has a lot of damage, or has some kind of CC with moderate damage, like someone like Anivia can have, it is going to hurt like a truck.
There's a catchphrase. The combination of two colloquialisms. I like it. It's back. Well, indeed it will. But Vi against Olaf in the jungle, I love this matchup. It's going to be fun to watch. Certainly eager to see how Ace Kim 2 will play on the Kai'Sa, but certainly a hyper carry in her own right is Jinx for backs there. This is really fun. I feel like both teams actually kind of similar in a way. Kind of mages there in the mid lane, of course. Aurelion Sol, sort of quite a unique dragon there, but both kind of mages that sort of do damage over time, along with hyper carries in the bot lane.
Both of them fly.
Indeed, there you go. There's the what I was looking for. Both flying mid laners, and Thresh and Braum, of course, both pretty CC heavy champions. But definitely getting about Ion Vital. He looked great in the Rakan. Had a lot of big engages there. Now is on the Thresh, a different kind of champion, but still a playmaker. Have to see if he can find anything. That Jinx, very immobile, as long as Braum isn't in the way. Could find some good hooks there in the bot lane. If this Kai'Sa gets rolling, once she gets a couple of items as well, could be absolutely unstoppable in these team fights. Vi is probably not going to be that tanky, but neither is Olaf. Really, I think the biggest tanks on both these teams, Cho'Gath and Ornn. Will be a lot of fun to watch, though. A lot of high damage threats.
Vi and Olaf also both serve a unique purpose that they both will probably want to go for in this game, honestly. Vi is going to be focusing on Kai'Sa or Aurelion Sol. Olaf's going to be focusing on Anivia or Jinx. But the difference is, Aurelion Sol is a nice stun, but Anivia has a pretty sizable wall to completely wall Olaf off. It's one of the few things that he can't say, no CC will work on me. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play that one out. Of course, you've got Vi being unstoppable in her ult. Of course, she can be CC'd after she lands on Kai'Sa by the Aurelion Sol, or possibly even flayed away by Thresh should she choose to go for Aurelion Sol instead of Kai'Sa. But in short, AD junglers both have the same purpose. Dive in on the AD carry or mid laner. Top laners have the same purpose. Just provide CC in these fights as a tanky CC top laner. Mid laners have a pretty sizable stun along with some great AoE effects and some pretty strong burst. Not the strongest, but pretty strong. Jinx and Kai'Sa really strong late game, and Braum and Thresh great at picking people out. Overall, in general, pretty similar roles that the champions will be playing individually during these team fights. So curious to see who's going to win.
Should be a fun one to see. Evenly matched team comps, evenly matched teams. We saw a great game one. There was a Renekton top laner Baron Steel from Little Buddy. There was a lot of close fights. I cannot wait to see what Game 2 has in store. Game 1 was picked up by Team Redacted with the win. Will they get the 2-0? Will they become the champions of the Æsir 5? Or will Simplistic Gaming come up with their own win and take us to a Game 3? Well, of course, as casters, we got to be hoping for the latter to get you guys some more League of Legends action. But best of luck to both teams as we hit the Rift, get loaded in, and see what these two comps have in store. Certainly a lot of exciting new champions on the Rift. Should be fun to see what these guys can do with them.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
See if we see any early invade action. I don't think we've had any kills, but we did see the Renekton force the flash away last time when he was caught around the red buff, so not sure if the same will happen here. They do have the Thresh with the hook available. They're going to find Ignis. Will he land the hook? He does get it. Interrupts the Q. They're going to find Ignis perhaps. Undertow does not finish him off. Good flash over the wall from Ignis there to escape with his life with just a sliver of health. Actually, he's got to be careful as looking for the kill is Cole along with Vital. Oh, looking for the blind hook was Vital, but won't connect. Actually, Ignis, though, wards all over his red side jungle right now. He's going to have a tough time early on. Flashless Vi probably won't get a leash now. We'll have to see what they do. Okay, he's gonna head towards that blue buff and get a leash from Little Buddy. So, bit of an adaptation there from Simplistic Gaming. Keep getting confused because both these junglers play Kayn. Both of them look good on the Kayn. But it was Cole who played the Kayn in the game, in the last game, and triumphed. But in the end, Ignis now going with the Vi and with the Kayn banned away. Of course, Cole going to the Olaf. So he's going for an early invade on that red. They had all that vision there. They knew Ignis didn't start it. They knew he started on his blue side jungle. And he picks up that blue buff and the wolves. A lot of early damage from Chili here. Gets a good stun onto Frick Hydra, who is very low on mana now. But Cole looking to help his mid laner out, relieve some of that pressure. Hook is not going to connect. Vital looking for those Thresh plays, but won't find them just yet. Right now, Hydra's still very low on that Aurelion Soul. We'll have to see if we can make anything happen. Going with the Ancient Coin on the Thresh is Vital, giving him a little extra mana. Does get the hook onto these baby, who is going to throw up that Unbreakable. A little bit of return damage from Bax, but overall a winning trade for the bot lane of Team Redacted. A little bit of trade there in the top lane. Here comes Ignis. They want the kill onto Ace Kimji, who could be in trouble. Is forced to flash away. Exhaust is used by the Braum, but there's a return hook. Now looking for something. They do get the Ignite down. First blood to Ace Kimji in a 2v3. Meanwhile, Little Buddy in trouble there in the top lane as well. Looking for the kill is Ace Kimji and forces the flash out of Bax, but now teleport coming in. Got to back away. Actually is canceled, but looking for the kill is Bax. Might find it. Running away, but now Bax perhaps in trouble of his own as Vital gets a couple of auto attacks there. Meanwhile, a battle in the mid lane, but Bax is able to get away. All summoners used in the bot lane. Save for the flash from the Braum, but it is 2-0 now for Team Redacted. Winners of game one early on, and there they go, forcing a flash out of Chili. Wall does come through, but won't do a whole lot against Cole. Certainly Anivia a good pick into the Olaf, because you can Ragnarok all you want, but that wall is not something you can get through. And having the Ornn on the enemy side, of course, however, a good pick. As actually Flash Bella's Breath, looking for the kill as Boy Who Play Fire, but they're not level 6 just yet. Doesn't have that, actually looking for something here as Little Buddy. Not sure what this is. It is a very close fight, but it is going to be the kill secured by Little Buddy. First kill of the game for the side of Simplistic Gaming, and it is picked up by their top laner. Very close fight there. He knew he could turn with the help of the minions and get that kill just barely on Boy Who Play Fire. Teleporting back to the top lane is the Orin. This wave clearing at present. CS pretty close across the board, but worth noting Cole actually twice as many camps as Ignis at the moment. It's actually a decent lead there in the jungle for Team Redacted's jungler. Right now, that Vera jungler was looking for an invade or perhaps a mid lane gank, but not going to find much. Just going to throw a little undertow out there and help his mid laner clear out those waves. Hook is not going to connect some vital. He's going to pay for the miss. A little bit of poke damage there from Bax, but Ace Kimchi actually returning quite a lot. Bax could be in trouble here. Throws down the choppers, but Kimchi is still on the hunt. But now he's going to be stunned. Lantern is there from Vital. Taking it is Kimchi. They're looking for the Braum. The hook is going to connect. Great job from Vital there. Another kill for Ace Kimchi on the Kai'Sa. We talked in Champs Select. Can they get this Kai'Sa rolling? And they have thus far. Hydra is even there to help them out. Moral support from the Aurelian Soul. Well known for his roaming capabilities. Boy Who Play Fire does not find the knock-up onto Little Buddha, but just not too much action since that kill just yet. We'll see where the next point of contention is. Point of contention, rather. So right now, Kimchi and Vital firing away on that bot lane outer turret, getting a lot of early pressure. Early on, Bax with the Jinx, with the Braum, not having a great time in this lane. Vital's hooks have been on point when they need them. That's given them a big hand. And that Kai'Sa burst damage not to be underestimated right now with the help of that kill. Now the Kai'Sa building up about a 20 CS advantage. Dead even in the mid lane though. There comes another hook. It does connect onto the Braum, but gotta be careful of those rockets from back. Still gonna do a lot of damage. Not the AD carry feeling too strong right now. Just the recurve bow for Ace Kimchi. Meanwhile, a dagger and a long sword for the side of Bax. So neither one doing a whole lot of damage just yet. Vital does have that Nomad's Medallion upgraded. Little Buddy actually taking a lot of damage there from the Orin. Gotta be careful. They are even at 1-1 each, but it is a Boy Who Play Fire who does have a 18 CS advantage right now. We'll see how well Little Buddy can CS under tower as coming in to support his bot lane is Cole, hoping to pick up that first turret in the bot lane, and they get it. But here comes Ignis 101, a quick kill. Jumping in onto Hydra. He uses the exhaust, but not the flash, and does fall. Ooh! Weaving it through his Vital, gets the hook on the Bax, but not one he wants to take. Rotating towards the Mountain Drake, our team redacted. Well, I'm hoping to just clear out some vision there, but here comes Ignis. He is going to know this is happening at this point, but didn't get the vision plan, actually. It is going to be secured by Cole. Get the hook onto the Braum, but not going to take it once again. Vital been pretty on point on this Thresh thus far. He and Ace Kimchi on the Kai'Sa securing a big advantage in the bot lane, and this is certainly a meta where bot lane advantage is very, very important, something a lot of teams value. Boy Who Play Fire continue to maintain that CS advantage, about 18 at the moment. Mid lane still very even, but of course Ignis finally getting that kill onto Hydra there will help out Chili Zenivia just a little bit. Good stun there from Hydra. Helped him escape. Wall comes out. There is a Vog in the area. Ignis coming in. Does have the ultimate. Forces the flash away from Hydra. Ooh, here comes Vital. Forces the flash from Little Buddha. Here comes the dive. They want the Cho'Gath and they get it. Nope. Problem. Vital securing the kill. Here comes Ignis though with a quick counter kill. Hook is going to connect, but now Vital could be in trouble. Ultimate from Vi looking for the double kill and gets it. Does Ignis. Great outplay there from the jungler of Simplistic Gaming. Oh, in trouble here is Hydra. And he does fall in the end, 2 backs. Voidseeker does connect, but not going to take it as ace kimchi. Both teams content to just reset the map right now. A 1.3k gold lead of the side Team Redacted, but they are down a kill. Ignis making some heroic plays there in the top lane. Helping his team try to claw back from a slight deficit. Here's that dive once again. Ignis not there to help this time, but Vital could be in trouble. Loop uses the stopwatch, and the Undertow gets the kill. Vital taking a final tower shot, but he will survive. Once again, that 3-man dive top lane. This time works perfectly. Little Buddy feeling probably like this is a little bit unfair, but that's the way it goes in League of Legends. Team game, and right now, Team Redacted feeling pretty good with a 2.3k gold lead. Looking for the stun onto Hydra, forces the ultimate out from that Aurelion Soul, and there comes the Winter's Bite stun. Backs looking for the Chompers, the Chain CC does get it, but a good stun from Hydra. Flash from both bot laners, Simplistic Gaming, using the dancing shoes is Frick Hydra, and now Boy Play Fire looking for the kill on the Jig, still has to call the Forge guy, and he gets it, does not use it onto the Braum, but in trouble now as Vital is there with the Flay. Hook is available, and a double kill for Boy Play Fire. They want more. The Kai'Sa is here. Chili is in trouble. He has the passive, but is it going to matter? No. Kill is going to be picked up by Boy Play Fire. 3 kills there for the top laner of Team Redacted, and they're now pushing forward in the bot lane. Here comes Ignis. He wants to kill onto Vital. Vital is going to fall in the end. No, he gets away. Ignis is now trying to get the kill onto Ace Kimchi, but the Killer Instinct shield comes through, and the bot lane of Team Redacted is alive somehow. No! Winter's Bite gets the kill. Now Bax is on the chase, but Boy Who Play Fire is there. Vital with the kill. Both members of Team Redacted so low. Double kill now for the Braum, and Boy Who Play Fire trying to do something, but there is Hydra to support him, and he does get the kill in the end. 2 kills to the support of Simplistic Gaming, but it is, in the end, a 2 for 3 in favor of Team Redacted. Continue to extend that gold lead, 4.4k now, and hammering away at this mid lane outer turret, getting some good damage there. Battle of the mid laners right now, but Ignis is on the way. He's going to find the kill. No flash on the Aurelion Soul. Looking for it, and will he find it? There is the stun. Looking for the Anivia. Almost finds this Hydra, but in the end, it is Ignis who gets the kill. I think he kind of was trying to give Chili the kill there and could not manage to do it. In the end, almost cost Chili his life. Picking up that Rift Herald while all that kerfuffle in the mid lane was going on, though, are the side of Team Redacted. Hook is going to land there. Not able to take it right now, though. Interesting. Rod of Ages from Little Buddy. It's a little bit more of an AP build from the Cho'Gath. It's going to be an Infernal Drake now, picked up by Simplistic Gaming, but Riftfield using the top lane, forced the flash away from Little Buddy as well by Vital, having a big impact on this Thresh. Moby Boots Thresh, he's all over the map, having a big impact with those flays and hooks. Meanwhile, bot lane getting hammered away at. Good chunk damage coming through from Bax. However, Ace Kimchi with the killer instinct is going to survive. Once again, that shield able to give him enough time to survive. And now looking for a dive on a Little Buddy. Will they get it? Wow, the feast comes through from Little Buddy, and he does get the kill onto Cole. Boy Who Play Fire does not take that final turret shot, but a great work from the Cho'Gath there from Team Simplistic Gaming to get the 1-for-1 there on a 1v2. Good outplay there. Flash used by Ignis. Now looking for the counter engage onto Vital, who could be in trouble. It is Bax who picks up the kill, and now backing away with Simplistic Gaming. Ace Kimchi wants more. Can he find it though? Killer Instinct not available just yet. It's been his lifesaver 2 times now. Wall comes out, stun onto Boy Who Play Fire. Chomper's out there, but he's able to just unstoppable his way back out of trouble. Great hook from Vital. They're starting to fight off. Pops the egg from the Anivia. Chili is going to fall. Boy Who Play Fire secures the kill. Now Bax could be in trouble. Flash undertow. Bax is in trouble. Killer instant from Ace Kimchi. He gets the double kill. Looking for the Cho'Gath. Now Feast almost killed him, but he barely lives. Fantastic fight there. They get everyone but Ignis, who is in the top lane. And now a teleport from Boy Who Play Fire, perhaps to protect it, as they hammer down this mid lane inner turret. This could be trouble for Simplistic Gaming. This Goldie's starting to explode. Team Redacted looking great at the moment, and it is Boy Who Play Fire in the Ornn who keeps the Vi away. The soul-fed member of Simplistic Gaming in trouble now. Forced to back away and not able to get that top lane outer turret. Both teams just resetting. And Cole just back away here. Maybe pick up that control ward. Winter's Bite will connect. Does not have the Ragnarok for a little while longer. Not a lot you can do to that. Ornn has plenty of resistances. Oh, Ignis is going to be caught out here. The hook comes through, the flay comes through, and Ace Kimchi with the kill. 7-1-3 now on that Kai'Sa. They might look for more here. This is a fight that Team Redacted is happy to take. A good Glacial Fissure. It actually is Kai'Sa who gets bursted down immediately. But here comes the rest of Team Redacted. Hydra is here. The reinforcements are here. That dragon is there. There goes Little Buddy. Actually does get the feast onto Boy Who Play Fire. perhaps this is not a fight Team Redacted wanted. Actually, great CC coming through from the Braum, and it is finally Little Buddy going down to the Ignite from Vital. But overall, a 2 for 3. Team Redacted, okay. They're happy with it. Hook not gonna from Vital now, and he could be in trouble. Throws out the Lantern, trying to run away, but Bax has yet another kill on that Jinx. Hydra has already gone back mid lane, trying to tear down this turret, but Aurelion Sol not the best champion for that. Throws that stun back, but will not find anyone. So overall, winds up being a 3 for 3. Certainly something that Simplicity Gaming is happy to take at this point in the game. They are down 7.6k gold, so certainly looking to stall it out as much as possible. Anivia and Jinx certainly both quite competent in the late game, so looking to buy as much time as possible. We do have that Infernal Drake on the board, so small consolation to Simplicity Gaming. Meanwhile, Team Redacted maintaining a 7.3k gold lead right now, but they've got to look for better fights. They've got to execute them better. Hydra was not even there for a lot of that fight, so certainly problematic to not have that mid laner available. As now Mountain Drake on the table, but here comes the Cho'Gath, does have the Feast, so really this should easily be taken by the side of Simplistic Gaming. He can take that Drake, no problem, does feast it, but did they pay too high a price? Ignis running away. Killer Instinct is there. The Kai'Sa is free firing away, but wow, a double kill for her. Triple kill for the Kai'Sa. This is so much trouble looking for the quadra kill. It comes through. No Penna this time around, but wow, Ace Kimchi free firing away on that Kai'Sa. Is that prey from the LCK? We're not sure, but he is 11-2-5, and his team has their eyes on perhaps the mid lane, the Baron, or the bot lane. Ping's coming out on all three objectives. So be able to pick up this bot lane inner turret, no problem with the Orin and with the Olaf. However, it is the Kai'Sa and the Thresh headed towards that Baron. They did lose Aurelion Sol in that fight. It's a small loss, but should be able to take the Baron. That Kai'Sa bursting it down so quickly with the Ginsus and the Runins right now. Going to drop fairly low, but taken no problem by Ace Kimchi and Vital. Picking up that Rift Herald, or rather a Rift Scuttler as well. They did pick up the Rift Herald earlier in the game, I believe, but far more important is the Baron buff, and that Hand Baron is active now. Picking up the Infinity Edge means that Kai'Sa should have all of her abilities fully evolved at this point. But here comes Ignis looking for the engage on the Orin, but he's very tanky, going to buy a lot of time, trying to do as much as he can. Voice of Light there from Hydra, now coming in with the Ragnarok, looking for the kill into Ignis is Cole. He is going to find it, but falls to Chili in the process. Vital, though, picking up the kill onto Little Buddy, now looking for more. Team Redacted, they don't want to leave it at that, at 2 for 2. But they're going to have to, as the wall from Chili zones them away. They lose 2 Baron buffs. They still have a couple left, and now they've got their eyes on that top lane inner turret. Got a minion wave being ushered in that direction as we speak. Ace Kimchi looking for the 1v3 play for a moment there. Now could be in trouble. Getting bursted down solo. Heal has to be used. This could be a lot of trouble. Bax does have the Super Mega Death Rocket available. Will he throw it? Will he find the miracle kill onto the Kai'Sa? Here comes the Orin, the Void Blade Fire with the teleport comes in. Hook onto the Braum. Vital takes it in with a flay onto 3, but falls to Bax, kiting backwards. Our Simplistic Gaming. Now Orin could be in trouble. Void Blade Fire once again is caught. The turret does go down, but 2 members of Team Redacted are there. Ace Kimchi falls to the Cho'Gath. Now it is another one lost, and Hydra falls as well. Team Redacted losing a lot of these fights now as the Jinx getting more and more items and getting more and more fed. Simplistic Gaming, they are down 10k gold. They are losing their turrets, but the fights are looking good. That is a small consolation to them. Team Redacted has got to be careful. They have not been playing these cleanly. If they want to close this out, if they want to win game 2, they'll be the champions, but they've got to be careful. They've got to play these fights well. They can't be jumping in one at a time. Some of these fights have been very chaotic. We'll have to see how they continue to play it out. So right now, map pretty much will just reset. About a 10.4k gold lead for the side of Team Redacted at the moment. Worth noting, Ace Kimchi 12, 3, and 6 on that Kai'Sa. Very, very fed. Even picked up that Ornn upgraded Infinity Edge. Gonna have plenty of damage there, and of course, Vital on the Thresh does have that Lock of the Iron Solaris, so a little bit of extra shielding for the Kai'Sa. So we'll see what Ace Kimchi can do. He's got to be careful with this Kai'Sa. He's showing a lot of ability. Here we go. Stun on the Vital. A bit of damage there. Chuck him down to about half, but not able to find the kill. No follow-up there. But can Ace Kimchi execute well on this Kai'Sa pick? He's got the killer instinct. He's got the ability to dive in, but the question is, when do you dive in? Do you dive in too early and die? Well, if you want to win the game, you probably don't. We'll see how he uses this newly released AD carry. Wayplay Fire takes that Lantern out. Vital giving his top laner a way out is now Cole. Forced to Ragnarok away. He's run right into the middle of the team. Hook is there. Little buddy looking for something. Wayplay Fire dropping very low, but Ignis dived the backline and died. Now it looks like Simplistic Gaming are losing everybody. Vital coming in. Chili is going to fall to Ace Kimchi. It looks like goes into egg form, and that is an ace. Ignis diving deep backs does get the one kill onto Boyplay Fire, but the rest of the team does fall. That is an ace. We'll see what they can do, though. There's no minion waves available, and Ignis will be up in 14 seconds. I don't know that they can end the game here. They will get that mid lane inhibitor and the bot lane inhibitor and the bot lane inhibitor, so a hefty price. They might be looking to end here. I'm not sure. Ignis is up right now. Little buddy up in 3. The Braum is up as well. They do get one Nexus turret, but they might want to back away here. This could be very dangerous. As soon as that Jinx comes up, that's a lot of low health bars. Flash Feast from Little Buddy gets the kill onto Ace Kimchi, and that will provoke a full retreat from Team Redacted. They do not want any of that fight. They get one Nexus turret, but that is all she wrote, as they will back away and rotate towards that Drake right now. No one really in the area to steal this Mountain Drake away from Team Redacted. They should pick it up, no problem. So giving them double Mountain. They do have the Baron buff for another minute 40. Or rather, my mistake, Baron is up in a minute 35. And used to LCK displays of showing how long the Baron buff has left on the team. Will be handy to have, but unfortunately not something we have. But no Baron buffs in anybody's possession right now. However, that is the next thing on the table. A minute 20 and a Kai'Sa team with double Mountain. That Baron is going to die very, very fast. Simplistic Gaming has got to be careful. If they want to come back while they're down 14k gold, it's not looking good, but they cannot let that Baron go over Team Redacted. However, perhaps they're thinking that they don't have the ability to contest. Not a lot of vision available to try to get some wards down. They have some vision in their blue and red side jungles, but none around the Baron, and it spawns in 50 seconds. And here comes Vital to clear some of those wards out. Full control of the area has gone over to Team Redacted. They've got the advantage. They want to close it out. They've got a very fed Kai'Sa and a team to back her up. What's the next objective? It should be the Baron. Should be a clean closeout. A lot of these fights have not gone well in the past 10 minutes for the side of Team Redacted. They don't want to risk this Jinx getting to full late game potential. She already has 3 items plus. Sure, the Kai'Sa's a hyper carry in her own right, but you can't underestimate a Jinx's power in a team fight. As soon as he gets one kill, gets that get excited passive, it can be very difficult to stop her. Right now, that Baron is up in 5 seconds, and heading right there are Team Redacted. And it looks like it's going to be no real... Yeah, this is going to be a free Baron. You can see melted down instantly, that Baron speed. Absolutely insane. I think that was about 5 seconds. Team Redacted take down that big purple worm menacing the rift, and now Hand of the Baron is theirs, and they're going to advance towards that top lane. Running in is Cole, uses the Predator, chasing down the Braum. Here comes Cole, the Forge God, forcing the flash away from the support of Simplistic Gaming. He could be in trouble now, But now, Ace Kimchi could be in trouble. There's a Cho'Gath. There's Ignis. They want her. Do they get the kill? They do get the kill on the Kai'Sa, but Ignis raised her life. And now, here comes Boilerplay Fire. Hydra is looking for the Cho'Gath. They want the kill onto Cho'Gath. They find it, but now Bax is firing away. This is a one-team fight for Simplistic Gaming. Bax is still firing away. Ignite on him, but he lives. Triple kill for the Jinx, and Ace on the Team Redacted. Not the fight they wanted at all. They do lose this turret, perhaps? No, with just a sliver of health, they save their Nexus turret, their last remaining Nexus turret. Cole just diving the backline by himself in that fight, wandering around for a while. They get the flash out of the enemy support, but he winds up losing his life so quickly. That gives Bax's Jinx the passive, and then Ace Kimchi getting engaged on by Ignis and Little Buddy. The Vi and the Cho'Gath in your face, not what the Kai'Sa wants. They weren't able to peel for her. She does die before she can have a big enough impact on that fight, and overall, a big victory for Simplistic Gaming. They've stalled this one out, but they're still down 12k gold. Team Redacted will have multiple opportunities to continue to try to close this out as they have such a big lead. They can afford a mistake or two, but they've got to be careful. They know the win is in their sights. The tournament win is so close. They can sense it at their fingertips. However, they've still got to take down that Nexus, and there is a Jinx in the way. She is now on 3.5 items. As now Boilerplay Fire could be caught, but that Thresh Lantern from Vital, so handy, gives his top laner an easy avenue out. There's that banner minion. Banner of command from the Olaf from Cole being used to try to help them push into that base a little bit better. So right now, Cole and Hydra could be caught. Looks like they want that inhibitor, but it's going to be hard. Jinx pretty good at wave clearing at this point in the game, as is the Anivia, perhaps the queen of wave clear. However, that turret does go down the top lane, so sort of a 3-0-2 kind of split here, but now in trouble is Hydra, looking for the kill as Bax. Cole goes in, wants the kill on the Jinx, but that's not somebody you can 1v1 at this point in the game. They might lose this top lane inhibitor. No, they don't, because Ignis is there. Little Buddy looking for the kill. Call the Forge God is here, but they are outnumbered. They've already lost 2, and Bax is here to join the fight. This is not what Team Redacted want. Bax is in the thick of it, firing away with the rockets. That's 1 kill. That's 2 kills. Chasing down the Kai'Sa, who wants something in return. Does get the kill onto the Cho'Gath and the Vi, just showing the power of that champion late game. But Bax's Jinx once more getting more and more kills. Wasn't this guy 2-2 a few minutes ago? He's 13-5 now and looking just as fearsome as his AV carry opponent. Simplistic Gaming continue to stall this game out. Miraculously still, they did lose their other turret. Their last remaining turret now is that 1 HP Nexus turret. 3 exposed inhibs and then the Nexus itself. We'll see what they can do as they continue to stall this game out. Get to a point where the gold won't matter so much, but we're not there yet. It's still a 10k gold lead for Team Redacted, but they've got to start executing these fights properly if they want to close this one out. Simplistic Gaming is showing a Herculean ability to defend their base, the last vestiges of hope for them in this series. They want to take it to game 3. They want to stall it out and then get the comeback. They've done their absolute best. They've had 2 big 1-team fights so far, getting a little bit of vision control in their jungle at the moment. However, right now it is not something they can do easily. Even with those team fight wins, it's going to be hard to come back. We'll see if they can do it, though, as they continue to try to stave off the side of Team Redacted. Righteous Glory popped by Little Buddy, but not going to find anybody. Cho'Gath, huge, worth noting in the late game. Sure, the Ornn provides everyone with a little bit of extra item advantage. However, the Cho'Gath just going to scale infinitely as long as he can get those champion stacks. And by the looks of him, he's got a lot. Interestingly enough, the Cho'Gath only has about a little over 3 items right now. Not a lot of CS for him right now. Lowest among any of the solo laners. So certainly feeling like he's quite down in items right now, and he'll only get a lot stronger. That feast scaling with health as well as AP, so something like Rod of Ages is helping a lot with the feast damage. Wanting to get those flash feasts onto the Kai'Sa, well, he's got a few more spots in his inventory to be able to increase the damage you can do with that ultimate. Baron is up in 30 seconds, though, and it looks like that's exactly where Team Redacted are heading. However, this game is at a point where perhaps the side of Simplistic Gaming can look to contest these Barons. Certainly pretty strong is the Jinx, who has now stalled the game out long enough to reach full build herself. So, late game Jinx completely online at this point. And you can see more control in the jungle. This was a stomp for quite a decent amount of this game, but now a lot of ward covers for the side of Team Redacted, but they're just going to rush this Baron down. There comes the Super Mega Death Rocket, but not going to find it, and there goes the Baron. So kind of in the area of their blue side jungle were Simplistic Gaming, but they wind up backing off, and instantly with full vision of that retreat, full knowledge of it, Team Redacted just burned through that Baron immediately. Now, once again, Team Redacted has the Baron buff. Can, for a third time, Simplistic Gaming win a team fight in their own base, backs against the wall, and continue to stall this game out? We'll have to see. Or can Team Redacted finally play a team fight out properly? As here comes Ignis, looking for the engage was Simplistic Gaming, but they don't find it. Guardian Angel, picked up by Ace Kimchi, knows he's the target and wants to be able to come back a second time after that flash feast from the Cho'Gath comes through. Kai'Sa, such a short-range AD carry, not having an easiest time sieging down these inhibitors, but they do get the first one. There comes the Predator. They want Bash. Looking for the Jinx is Cole, but he's going to fall. But the Jinx goes down. The kill picked up by Hydra. This could be disaster for Simplistic Gaming. Chili is burning down. He does fall. The GA is popped by Ace Kimchi. Boy, is he glad he bought that. Ignis looking for the kill, but Vital, great job peeling for his AD carry. There goes little buddy. The sole one remaining is the Braum. He's on the run. He's stunned. And here comes Hydra, just hoping to pick up one more kill, and he does. Nexus explodes, and that is the 2-0 victory for Team Redacted. They are your champions of the Æsir 5v5. Overall, absolutely tons of credit going over to Simplistic Gaming, stalling out the game for so long, winning team fight after team fight against all odds. Backs going 14-6-8 on the Jinx, looking absolutely incredible in the late game, but unfortunately for them, the Jinx does fall. We did see the Call of the Forge God combined with the engage from Cole's Olaf, and then the Voice of Light from Hydra, who hadn't come up. He hadn't been the star of these team fights for a while. It was always the Kai'Sa, but at the end, the clutch moment, he comes through with that kill onto the Jinx, and then the team fight was won from there. Overall, fantastic job by the side of Team Redacted on picking up the win. Of course, MVP is going to have to go over to Ace Kimchi. He used the Killer Instinct so perfectly. Certainly lost a couple of team fights because he was the target, but picked up the GA in the end and lives. And overall, so many times coming through clutch using the Killer Instinct, just enough to follow up, get a kill, or get a shield to survive lethal damage. Looked great on that champion. So much fun to watch. Congratulations to him on getting MVP of this game and the series. And congratulations to Team Redacted on winning the Æsir 5v5. Has concluded. You may have noticed Eohdorr had to depart for the last bit of this game, but certainly I know here in spirit and certainly GG's all around. Thank you guys all for watching. Thank you to all participants. Was a ton of fun to watch. And we'll see you guys for the next Æsir 5v5. We traditionally hold one of these about once a month. So if you guys are looking for more tournaments, certainly check back here. We also post other tournaments from other servers. For example, the Party Brawl, Party Brawl server, on our calendar too on our servers. So if you're looking for more tournaments, we're usually posting some information about those, and there's a number of people who are always looking for tournaments and teams on our server, so be sure to hang around and hit them up if you're looking for more competitive League of Legends action. But with that said, again, congratulations to Team Redacted on their victory. They are your grand champions, and with that, thank you guys. We'll see you next time.